came so running away, guys, because it's already started. Oh my god, where is my lights? वैसे भागते हुए आई हूँ ना, ऐसे भागते हुए मैच स्टार्ट हो गया. यस, मैच 10:10 को स्टार्ट होने वाला था. It was supposed to be start at 10:10 and then अभी मैच थोड़ा अर्ली स्टार्ट हो गया and मत पूछो, सीधा मैच ही लगाते हैं गाइस अभी, क्योंकि बातचीत हम लोग बाद में भी कर सकते हैं एक बार को. ठीक है, मैं सीधा मैच की स्क्रीन शेयर करती हूँ. मैं आप लोग के साथ डिनर करना चाहती थी तो मैंने फटाफट खाना वाना गरम कर लिया था, बट ऐसा लास्ट मोमेंट में सब पता चला ना कि मैच ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट हो गया है.
Likes of G2 off in the distance. There they are. They've already rotated up from boat, and they're actually skipping town. They may move all the way up to barn here shortly to play through mid and play for a later game, especially with the amount of kills they're able to pick up already. But Slappy swinging in, catching one completely unaware. Nate Dogg lost for a moment as he was running away from a different team. Third parties are always in, folks, in Resurgence. And it looks like JDG is winning out of most of this party. Down goes Vidali as well.
बैठ भी नहीं पाई हूँ. I know. I've already
everybody walking into the likes of JDG. This is a squad that I have on my eyes for Group B to really turn up. Birmingham 14th. They cut that in half in Atlanta to 7th place. Can they do it once more to climb the ranks here in championships? As we get the zone kind of pulling in, everybody's moved from research back in towards the mansion. You got
आवाज सही आ रही है कि एक बार बताओ, आवाज बढ़ानी है. हाय लगा दी.
And the first team to go down is the team that we were hyping up, but they fall in the place that they are seeded 16th for AGAL.
That just shows how hard it is to regain on Haven's Hollow. But action's not going to be done as Falcons still controlling the top of Mansion. Dongy's down, going to have to be reinforced by the rest of the squad. Good slide up from Noob, controlling the tempo, controlling the space for his squad. If you do get Dongy back in, and he will come back, Hisoka as well, going to be brought into the mix. Falcons looking good. Noob's on 3 kills.
अभी तक मरे तो नहीं ना हम लोग.
Big look at the top side of the map as the Falcons are still farming through Mansion, but there's a couple teams on the low side that are going to stay there for a while up until this new zone. Currently, it's still G2. You can see them on your mini-map now. Just out at barn, controlling dead center of this zone. They've been in control. They're finding kills, and it's Leviathan moving over from Train, making big waves. They've won the West this entire time, and they're finding a crazy amount of kills between the 3 of these guys. They are moving with a mission. David Samir shows up on land, and he's showing up in game 1.
This is big for Criminal God. You know that Leviathan are going to show up to EWC. Z-Dark, Amir, the new trio on the year. Criminal God, Rookie of the Year contender inside the church. They are on the outside of the circle, just trying to work their way in. JDG going to try to recover from the bottom, the south side of our circle, moving into.
यार पर अपना ग्रुप कुछ ज़्यादा ही स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है. लेफ्ट भी अपने ग्रुप में है, फनाटिक अपने ग्रुप में है, ये क्या बोलते हैं, फैल्कन्स अपने ग्रुप में है. भाई क्या है ये डेथ ग्रुप बना दिया कि सारी टीम. Wait, टीम कॉर्ड लाइक एलिमिनेट. भाई मैं अभी तो वॉच पार्टी शुरू करी है यार, ये पहले के एलिमिनेट यार.
Falcons still in the area, but not contesting height as of current. A lot of blows exchanging off screen right now, and that's all on the south side of the map. It's a bunch of trades. No full teams of 3 currently, and it does look like in the meantime, Vision here on main, NIP, they thought they might be free up at Mansion. Most expected some folks to change things up, but NIP have farmed kills up on the north side of the map. NIP leading this lobby.
यार मैंने मिस कर दिया अपनी सारी फाइट एंड एवरीथिंग. अबे यार
everybody's trying to contest you on Mansion. They've been waiting for a little bit of company. We're getting another zone close. We head into the 4th circle. And that's where things are going to start to dwell out. It looks like that circle is going to be dead center between Barn, Mansion.
Hey, hi, my forever crush. Hi, guys. Whoever new to the stream, like करके जाना.
Rotate away from the safe zone. Mansion players who are on the roof are going to have to decide. Do we jump off? Do we play through the building?
हाँ, गॉर्डन तो मर गई. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले ही मरी है.
Gentlemates are stepping up in map 1. And the crowd is loving it. They made it into our first multiplier, looking at top 10. Unfortunately, Sariel goes down, and that's going to be a wipe. They do get 1.2 multi, but that's all that they're going to have moving into the next lobby. Gentlemates have 1 out on the southeast. They're going to be moving their way across bridge, across the train. And they're going to try to make their way, train cars rather, they're going to try to make their way into mid-map. Quickly though, it looks like Showstopper Vision still setting up a great trap on top side for ForFun getting obliterated. A great play from McKeem expecting the fight. King AJ on the back side. ForFun did not know where he was, and they set up the
What the hell? कितने matches है? Total 12 matches है. आज 6 होंगे, शायद कल 6 होंगे.
That's NIP again, just cleaning up house. You still have the Vicious, Falcons, a late rotation of G2 into the mansion as well. It's just a solo is left for G2. Nemesis down to 1 as well, just towards the top right.
सीन ये है, एक ग्रुप में 16 टीम्स है, दूसरे ग्रुप में 16 टीम्स है. ठीक है, टोटल 12 मैचेस हैं एंड आज और कल का दिन होगा, 6 मैचेस होंगे, कल 6 मैचेस होंगे. दैट इज द फॉर्मेट. अभी ग्रुप स्टेज चल रहा है, ठीक है. हम लोग एक ग्रुप बी में, हमारे उसमें 16 टीम है. हम अगर टॉप 5 में आते हैं आफ्टर 12 मैचेस, देन विल डायरेक्टली क्वालिफाई टू फाइनल्स. फ्रंटन को डिस्कॉर्ड में ले लो. अच्छा, फ्रंटन स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं. ओके ओके, अभी लेती हूँ, रुको, मैं तुमको समझा रही थी. तो मैं बोल रही थी, अगर हमारे ग्रुप में, हमारा ग्रुप भी है, अगर हम टॉप 5 आते हैं 12 मैचेस, देन विल डायरेक्टली क्वालिफाई फॉर फाइनल्स. अगर हम लोग 6 से लेके 13th आई गेस 13th ही है, हाँ, अगर हम 6 से लेके 13th के बीच में आते हैं, देन हम लोग खेलेंगे परसों, व्हिच इज गोना बी प्लेऑफ्स अगेन. आई थिंक कुछ और नाम है उसका, बट या विल हैव अनदर चांस टू क्वालिफाई फॉर फाइनल्स. दैट्स हाउ दिस फॉर्मेट इज. तुम लोग को मैंने कहा बता देती हूँ, बट यार ये ग्रुप बहुत टफ है यार. कल कितने बजे आओगे बैंगलोर? गाइस कल 3 बजे आई विल बी एट द वेन्यू. सो आप लोगों में से आपको पता है, आई थिंक 100 पीपल, आई थिंक 100 ओनली आर अलाउड. बॉटम फ्यूज एलिमिनेट, यस, बॉटम विल गोना एलिमिनेट 14, 15, 16. They are gonna get eliminated. Yes. Let me watch that. So अपने को ट्राई करना है कि अपने को टॉप 13 रहना है. भाई बट ये बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है यार. मैं तुमको दिखाती हूँ, अपना ग्रुप दिखाती हूँ हमारा.
Especially with a zone pull like this. Look at what the Falcons have just pulled. Falcons get the pull and Gentleman's immediately move to try to get some intel, see where the earliest team is to rotate, see if they can get there first. They clean up.
Gentlemen's are going to take the long way around. They know that they need to beat the Falcons to this new ring. They're going to bunk up in the house. Falcons on the inside, they get caught in the rotation. Doggy and Hisoka are gone.
Gentlemates.
Emmett भी है.
Ready to prove to the crowd that they are the team that they want them to be. The Gentlemates take map 1.
Hometown, home crowd, and look at the green suits.
Oh, Emmett France की टीम है.
Squad opening up Group B with a banger, controlling the south side, rotating accordingly, playing for position.
मैं तुम लोग को अब अपना मीट, प्लीज मीट मी टुमारो. अगर आप वेन्यू में आओगे तो जरूर मिलूंगी यार. अब आप तुम लोग को ना अपना ग्रुप दिखाती हूँ मैं. दिस इज लाइक ग्रुप ऑफ डेथ. भाई क्या है ये ग्रुप? ये देखो AGL, ये टीम बहुत अच्छी है. फिनाटिक, मेरे को इस टीम का नहीं पता, मैंने इस टीम के मैच नहीं देखा. आई हैव नो आइडिया इसमें कौन है. G2, लेवाइथन, मेरे को न्यू आइकन्स NIP का पता है मेरे को, इसका नहीं पता है. न्यू आइकन्स का नहीं पता मेरे को NI का. बट इन 1, 2, 3 ये 3 टीम का आई हैव नो आइडिया. गैमेक्स ई स्पोर्ट्स का आई हैव नो आइडिया. जेंटलमेट्स भी इसमें, JD भी इसमें, टीम फैल्कन्स भी इसमें, टीम ऑर्किड, ये द विशियस ई स्पोर्ट्स, ये भी बहुत अच्छी टीम है. ओह माय गॉड, ये क्या ग्रुप है? ये क्या ग्रुप है? ग्रुप ऑफ डेथ बना रखा है क्या? इसमें टीम वाइटैलिटी, ये ट्विस्टेड माइंड्स, यार इसमें भी अच्छी टीम है यार. टीम हेरिटिक्स, T1, रेवन ई स्पोर्ट्स, ओ माय गॉड. फेस क्लैन भी इसी में, जेन जी सॉरी. माय गॉड भाई, ये क्या है? ये दोनों ग्रुप मेरे को नहीं समझ आ रहा कौन सा ज्यादा हल्का ग्रुप है, बट ये ग्रुप कुछ ज्यादा ही खतरनाक है. बट we've got good teams, but अपने को try करना है that will come in 16 top 13 sorry. Game optimization is on another level. I mean
they usually could engage because the Falcons are a stone wall, but the Falcons weren't there, so G2 rotated out. Gentlemen had everything for free. Crazy stuff, so much fun here in game 1. We got a lot more for you in game 2 in just a moment. Can the Gentleman's maybe go back to back on Haven's Hollow? Woo, we got some cool stuff
next
here.
Next match, Haven's Hollow ही है.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn.
Spider-Man देखा टाइम मिला है मेरे को, बिल्कुल नहीं टाइम मिला है.
We were there for the years
I
of
don't have
grind.
time. Top 13 क्यों? Why not top 5? देखो टॉप 13 के अंदर रहना है. टॉप 5 आ गए तो बहुत ही बढ़िया हो जाएगा. टॉप 5 अगर आए तो हम डायरेक्टली सेमीफाइनल्स में चले जाएंगे. बट अगर टॉप 5 बाय चांस नहीं आए तो हमें टॉप 13 के अंदर रहना है ताकि विल गेट वन मोर चांस. तुम लोग को दिखाती हो जिसको नहीं आइडिया होगा ना. देखो ये फॉर्मेट है. अपने मैचेस अभी यहाँ तक चलेंगे. आई थिंक 1 बजे तक खत्म हो जाएंगे. 6 मैचेस आज होंगे, 6 मैचेस कम होंगे. उसके बाद सर्वाइवल स्टेज है. यहाँ से जो टीम जाएगी ना क्वालिफाई, वो सर्वाइवल स्टेज के लिए क्वालिफाई करेगी. ये भी है. ये देखो सर्वाइवल में अपने पे कितने मैचेस होंगे? 1 2 3. सर्वाइवल में अपने पास 10 मैचेस है एंड देन फाइनल्स होंगे. तो सर्वाइवल में वो वाली टीम जाएगी. आई गॉट इट, मैं रूल समझ गया था. हाँ, प्रेडिक्शन पॉइंट दिखाओ. अबे यार प्रेडिक्शन पॉइंट्स कहाँ से देखते हैं यार? मेरे को भी नहीं पता, सच बताओ तो. न्यूज़, फैन फेस्ट, शेड्यूल. क्लब चैंपियनशिप रैंकिंग लास्ट ईयर चैंप. ओह माय गॉड, नावी चल रही है क्या? 3 मेडल्स वॉन. नावी चल रही है फर्स्ट पे. ओह माय गॉड यार, मेरे को पता नहीं है कहाँ से देखते हैं. मैं तुमको ना पता करके बताती हूँ कि कहाँ से देखते हैं. ठीक है, कितने प्लेयर है टीम में? 3 3 players in every team and every group has 16 teams.
The Warzone space is where they were anticipating to get their championship.
150 points है. स्मैश रूल भी है. स्मैश रूल है क्या ग्रुप स्टेज में? मेरे को पता नहीं है ग्रुप स्टेज में है कि नहीं है. ग्रुप स्टेज में होगा अगर स्मैश रूल तो फिर.
That's something that the Falcon fans are going to be looking to do.
ये तो थोड़ा जीजी दिख रहा है.
Told me you had a hot take and I'm so sorry we didn't.
Oh, by the way, आपको ये तो बताना भूल गई. जो फर्स्ट टीम होगी ना, फर्स्ट टीम जो भी होगी ना, जो भी पोजीशन पॉइंट्स होंगे वो 1.6x हो जाएंगे. जो सेकंड रैंक पे आएगी उसके आई थिंक 1.4x होंगे जो पोजीशन पॉइंट्स होंगे. और जो थर्ड पे आएगी उसके 1.2 ऐसा कुछ है. ये 1.2
Placement
1x.
5th for Falcons, 9th for Gentlemates. They have not done well.
गॉडल का
So
चांस है
hot
कि
take
फाइनल
from
के लिए. अगर गॉडल अभी कम बैक करती है टॉप, यार फाइनल्स के लिए ना टॉप 5 में रहना है. आप टॉप 5 में रहोगे तो फाइनल्स है, फाइनल्स में जा पाओगे. अगर आप टॉप 13 में रहे, 5 पे नहीं रहे, 6 से 13 में रहे, तो आपके पास वन मोर चांस है टू डू द लाइक प्ले द सेकंड स्टेज और उससे क्वालिफाई करने का. फाइनल्स में है स्मैश. हाँ फाइनल्स में होगा, इसमें नहीं होगा. अभी इसमें नहीं, आई थिंक ग्रुप स्टेज में नहीं है.
Still going to be happy if we're being completely honest because that is the way
Finals
that
में
the
होगा Smash.
hometown heroes want to start. And do you believe, Shift, in maybe a possible hometown buff?
It very well could be. I think it's just watching them over the course of the last couple weeks, especially through scrims. They're starting to get more active in the late game to make sure they're in the right positions.
हाँ चलो मैच देखते हैं. क्रॉन्टन को बोल दो डिस्कॉर्ड पे आ जाए गाइस.
Perfectly chipping away down train,
उसकी चैट
making
में
their way
बता
back
दो.
over to the bottom side of the zone where it's free. They're making the right reads, the right moves, and they're ripping teams apart on the way. Great news for G-May fans.
It is going to be great news for G-Mates and honestly great news for Falcons, for some of the other squads here as well. I'm looking at AGAL for this squad. This is a squad that we're going to talk about the club championship.
बैठ गई हूँ डिस्कॉर्ड पे. अगर क्रॉन्टन आएंगे तो ज्वाइन करें. I know Trick personally. Don't worry, वो फाइनल्स पहुंचा देगा. Oh, you know him personally? Oh my God, that's some kind of confidence you've got, huh?
All of a sudden you finish 16th. So
Message देखो.
got to find the survivability.
मैं पता क्या फोन उठाने वाली थी. मैसेज देखोगे उससे.
You're going up to them. What are you telling them?
Stay sexy.
better assaulting DOG कर रहा है दिन में भी रात में you know अरे भाई spam क्यों कर रहे हो क्या हो गया फिर
As long as the confidence is there for some of these squads, they'll be able to bounce back from it. And I'm pretty sure AGL.
Let me have dinner also. I said that we'll have some
second match of Group B.
dinner date also. Let's do dinner date and cheer for Godlike.
Mr. Shift to Mr. 7. I don't know what that last sexy comment was, but I will say this. I know we like seeing good placement. Kills are so important. I'm looking at leaderboards. I'm looking at mathematics. The Falcons only had 8
actually, kills important.
He doesn't do a whole lot for that. They're barely inside the top 10.
No, I mean, we talked about how top-heavy Group A was. I mean, right out the gates for Group B, you got Gentlemates popping off
कैसे वो बहुत बढ़िया
points, and then right below that is NIP with 26
kills are very important actually.
Mansion on top in that contest against the Falcons.
Last year Trick used to play SQL by last year qualify नहीं कर पाए.
By getting to the end game, they didn't find any kills because NIP were cleaning.
But last year मतलब उसने अच्छा खेला था Trick ने.
Along the way, farming kills, getting their placement. Top 3 was good enough for them to be in second place after game 1.
Yeah, I mean, they played really well. 19 kills out of a chaotic mansion is really impressive. Now, this
let's
is something
go,
that
Trick.
we
Let's
almost always have seen in group stages with a team as confident as the Falcons. I don't know that they will ever go back to boat.
अभी कितने मैच remaining है? 5 और remaining है.
Maybe they swing it right back to boat and they tell G2, get the heck out of here, go play against Gentlemates, make it a little bit more difficult for them. That's very possible. But something that the Falcons like to do in group stages where they know they're going to make it to the next stage, there's no question in their minds, is they get weird. They try to drop on other teams. They go to positions that you haven't seen them before. Wow. Of course, the Gentlemates fans are losing their minds because, hey, this is feeling like we saw from the Gentlemates last year. You gotta remember, Gentlemates
अभी चल रहे हैं Godlike की मैच चल रहे हैं.
EWC last year. This is a great
जर्सी मैंने कल पहनी थी.
and they've got a great response.
जर्सी नहीं पहनूंगी अभी. जर्सी मैंने कल पहनी थी. स्ट्रेस हो गया था जर्सी पहन के.
It gives them a huge buffer to be able to play maybe a little inconsistent and be fine on our leaderboard.
This game number 2 is going to be really determined on what our initial zone is going to be looking like. You know, if the Falcons want to go to Mansion again, you talked about how big of a macro change that was for Gentlemates, his having pure freedom of the South, being able to pick and choose which fights they wanted to take. You just had to play Leviathan, you had to play JDG.
जर्सी क्यों करते यार? जब मैं रहती हूँ ना,
third party was perfect.
जब जर्सी पहन के रहती हूँ कुछ होता है. इसलिए नहीं करना चाह रही मैं.
JDG and Leviathan. So I think that I look at the map going into game number 2. I want to see where this circle is going. I want to see where these drops are looking like.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you even can bring up the same conversation with Orchid, right? They're a northern map team. They play in No Name. They play just outside of Research, and they really couldn't get anything going because there is like 15 teams all around Research and into the mix around those train cars on the north side. AGAL was up there just getting weird, and it just caught everybody by surprise. Some of these teams playing a little bit different than they have in scrims or otherwise, which is the name of the game in group stages, especially here at EWC. You got 12 games, folks. There's a little bit of a room for error, but we told you the map through Group A. You need 16 points on average a game. Gentlemates just scored 35, folks. We are
16 points average game के लिए बोल रहे हैं ये लोग.
Pumped to see where this zone goes.
Let's go Falcons! Oh my God.
I like the idea of just having like weeks and weeks of scrims, being like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, guys. This is what you can do. Day 1 group stage, you're like, nah, let's change it up. Let's be weird and let's make
my audience
panic. That's like what the Falcons are thinking.
Well, let's get into it, folks. Our second Havens Hollow map. Everybody flying in, ready to rock and roll. Quick look at the map and things have changed dramatically as we swing to the north, but this time to Research. Half our first circle is out of bounds, folks. Look at G2. They have Boat and the Lumber.
अरे एक team already eliminate हो भी.
Off rip. The entire south is G2. Completely alone down there. It did look like the Falcons went back up to Mansion. But other than that, all teams trying to figure out how the heck do we get to Research and when do we get to Research.
Yeah, you got 5 teams just lingering around Research, 3 teams inside Mansion. Alone on the left side is going to be Nemesis, having to make that long rotation from train station into the circle at some point, and while they do it, they're going to have to cross paths with JDG, which gave them an issue in the last time, and out the gates for a lot of these drops, just trying to fight for position. We're starting off with AGAL in the barn.
Yeah, and this is where they traditionally land, Barn Chapel area, and so It's a big win this time to actually win against Fnatic and therefore not have to scramble about where to go and where to regain. They did a pretty good job of doing that for a little while and then get last. So
दोनों सेट भाई ने मैसेज किया है कि वो गॉड लीग कुछ गेम्स की वॉच पार्टी करने वाले हैं हमें गॉड लीग की जर्सी भिजवाने को बोलो अगर कंटेंट है ठीक है
at least they're doing a little bit better than last time. We take a look.
ये रियल है ना कि आप मेरा बेवकूफ बना रहे हो? आइए एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी पे आ गया
here as well, electing to abandon train station, immediately rotate up or land up here at Mansion and be able to play with NIP, who, like you mentioned, look at the scores on the right-hand side. NIP put up a banger map, 19 kills, so they picked up 2 in this one. As the Falcons playing low side after getting put in a little bit of a blender to kick things off.
Yeah, Leviathan are sitting in 3rd place on the leaderboard after game 1, so you can test NIP, maybe take some of the kills away. Like, that's not a bad game plan at all. It's still very early days. Why not change things up before it's too little, too late? So trying to find some positioning, find some space to coexist around the mansion.
क्या godlike भी दिखा दो यार एक बार godlike दिखा दो please.
Yeah, I do not want to meet this team the way that they played game 1.
That's just bad timing. He was reloading, turning a corner. Mistake or otherwise. That's a rough one. When we swing around the corner and get another one, NIP getting real mixy, feeling very comfortable in Mansion. They've been repping here for a while now.
भाई मेरे को किल फीड पढ़नी पड़ रही है यार कितनी टीम्स क्वालिफाई होंगी टॉप 5 टीम्स विल डायरेक्टली गो टू फाइनल्स और बाकी की टीम्स जो है 13 से 6 से लेके 13 वो अगले स्टेज में जाएंगी बाकी ये बॉटम की 3 टीम्स आउट
and unfortunately got pushed out of Barn. This time, they're going to play a little bit lower in Trainwreck, trying to prepare for some of these teams that are rotating in from the west.
It's an earlier rotation too. I think because of that, they're getting
that
positioning first, and they're actually going to beat JDG here. If they can win this battle versus JDG, that's going to be a big change from game 1.
Vidati on your screen after playing outside of Barn and getting pushed out by AGAL, looking for a few more kills on rotation. Nemesis having to swing in and getting deeply in trouble. This is the problem with a zone like this. If you rotate too late, you're just going to get hamstrung by 3 different teams. The question is, which one can you win against, and how far can you push through the storm as we swing in from the gas and get up to AGAL, who's holding now from Barn. G2 are in a bit of trouble. We'll swing over to him. There they are. JDG yet again proving a problem in mid-map. They continue to win these weird engagements, knocking some teams out that aren't expecting the ferocity that Melvin and co come swinging through it.
Yeah, their rotations are just perfect right now.
He's back.
And they are proving to be an issue through mid-map. Cross Barn, you can see a lot of teams still active as we get getting into the closing portions of this second circle. Minute 24 left before we get into the third, and we get towards closing that resurgence pocket.
Kids play, so have you ever played
just trying to see who can find some space here as things are about to get weird around the barn. AGAL still getting walked up on by Nemesis, but they are gatekeeping them. Nice pickup there from Showstopper. Trying to maintain some semblance of control over Mansion as it still stays inside of zone. We did see KGV, who are a bit of a blender. They did get full.
I think Needguard and Trick is back again.
Missing a few teams on the map. Falcon still here, NIP still here, Leviathan still here, and still fighting. A moment for all of these teams.
Yaar, godlike dikha do yaar, please.
Anxiety's trying to find something in the regain here at Mansion yet again. In a blender, G2 getting pushed out.
Kill feed पढ़नी पड़ रही है मेरा. हो गई recall हाँ. They're back. कोई देगा मेरे को kill feed पढ़नी पड़ रही है ध्यान से.
Scythe way off in the distance now.
Fight तो दिखा नहीं रहे.
Trouble as Showstopper continuing to hunt down G2 and will get it in time. G2 gone. A frustrating Haven's Hollow for a team that traditionally puts up solid points.
I'm sure that's something that you're going to go back to
the fight.
Figure out what the heck just happened with our
M8 versus godlike हो रहा है.
Bombs over towards Mansion. So
okay,
moving around for day 2. Will that be a change up for G2? Looking over towards train station. We do have Gentlemates.
There you go.
Looking to move into the cold depot actually to see if they can play up against Godlike, who wanted to rotate away from research to look for some positioning outside the circle and some safety nets, but Gentlemates are breathing down their necks and they are looking to dominate the south side.
Yeah, I mean this time, this is where they went, right? So this time they can stay put for a while rather than rotating towards Mansion. The zone has pulled east as Ahsoka wins a nice one over the top. And then the Aussies back to the lobby as well. Still looking for our first multiplier here with one more. As all 3 members of the Falcons still up. Donkey on 6. So doing a better job this time to find kills. At least on 8 as a trio. And actually I'll call it 7. Noobs with not a kill to his name yet. 1 for Soka, 6 for Donkey.
भाई किक पे godlike की जर्सी पहन के सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. Let's go यार, let's go.
Second. plenty of room still to find some more kills on the map, especially still having to fight through NIP and Leviathan.
You actually got, we were hyping up
Nate
JDG.
God अभी भी जिंदा है.
Contested by AGAL, who have just been sitting up in barns. So you look at JDG, who have been fantastic on this rotation through the streets in towards research across this stream. AGAL is trying to prove to be an issue, and they're actually pinching them between 3 other trios. So if JDG, if this gets messy for you, you have potential to get third party. You gotta be very careful with your next move.
Unfortunately, holders get held, man. They just rotated too late. They were trying to hold the western side of the map, picked up a couple kills in transition, but then were too late to move. Now they're getting held. Classic Warzone story to see if AGAL can find their way out of it. Certainly JDG continue to find kill after kill. It's actually a PA that cleans up one of this Leviathan roster, but they're striking back. Criminal God has found an angle. He's on 4. He's gonna try to push this fight, especially with Slappy down. Even though Dark's out, he could find that frag, doesn't get it. Gonna get actually a buyback on Dark. Not
Rick और Nate God जिंदा है. मेरे को पता नहीं है कि
as well as JDG to find some sort of positioning inside of research. Criminal God's going to get
अपना तीसरा
picked
बंदा
off
जिंदा
by
है.
the precision.
कहाँ देख रहे हो? Kill feed देख रही हूँ मैं और map पे देख रही हूँ. Kill feed और screen में दिख रहा है ना. देखो आमिर नाम पर आपको पढ़ा जा रहा है. वो वैसे ऐसे ध्यान से देखना पड़ रहा है. Is Godlike alive? Yes, it's still alive.
Right now for your Leviathan, you got to find some space in research.
Let's do a quick listen in with the Falcons to see what's going on in their heads.
D2, fuck up. Eddie, keep watching the attic. You should try to zip up in the attic, Eddie. And just stare glitch it.
Go on.
He comms दिखा रहे.
I haven't heard shit. There's a guy G2 side.
Yo, crossing out G2 here. That's showing them. That's show. Yeah.
We cracked him, one shot.
Okay, I'm gonna try to take space.
I'm gonna try and
Yeah, the
stick
teammates
space.
window G2. At least a couple of them.
Small plat's free, small plat's free.
Should be from the train. We gotta cross again. The other kid in front is gonna shot us. Oh, I'm gonna try to cross again one more time.
The guy on your left. I cracked him on your left. One shot on the train. Knocked him, knocked him.
I heard you. Stay there, Dong. Stay there, Dong. And the red train caught on my danger. Okay, be careful your right. Okay, I heard you.
Knocked on green ping.
I heard you. I'm trying to stay down. Yo, Ed,
Oh
your
my
small might be
God.
clear, like clear. I
Trick
can't
तो
lie.
गया.
I think it is.
There's at least 2 G2.
Nate God dead. अबे यार तुमने देखा क्या? Kill feed मैंने kill feed miss कर दी. मैं इनकी comms सुन रही थी.
Cracked them in the red train cart. Okay, I heard you. They could be under you, small Eddie. Eddie. Yeah, we're missing one. There's one G2. We're missing.
What did we hear from the comms? A ton of intel pointing out where do we go, how do we get there, which teams are crossing.
Oh my
which
God,
ones can we pick up in
the
transition.
crowd,
All
they're
those comms, they got a ton of
cheering.
intel and 2 kills to boot, and we can actually see that they are the only team now on the north side outside of research. So they're going to be outside looking in. Look at this zone pull. They're actually going to be in zone playing for multi now. The question is, can they pick up more kills?
Yeah, you can choose whether or not to play towards the waterfall, play towards
अरे मैं अपना नंबर देखना भूल गई. हमारा नंबर कौन सा था? Nate God dead है. अरे अपना नंबर कौन सा था? नंबर. Team number.
Gentlemates actually still fighting for the south side. This is something that they did back in game 1. They're doing it once again. FIFA kill brings it into a 2-on-2 for this
अच्छा नहीं ये
battle.
तो वो है अपना.
Great spot over the top.
Points.
Actually almost scans. Grom gets out in the open for a hair too long to get the buyback. And it would have been a loss.
अपना नंबर 15 है.
Stay alive. Can he get anything for it? FIFA get cut down by the Falcons though, and Grom trades.
Last बंदा बचा था अपना.
The final on night. Down go AGAL with a little bit of help from the Falcons.
Guys, Godlike dead है.
Win an
Just
engagement
अभी.
that shouldn't have been very difficult. They're able to find their way out, and now they own the western side of the map. The Falcons, the north, everybody else is dead.
हाँ dead. Just अभी मरा. Last बंदा मरा अपना.
Falcons have great position outside of research, and you imagine that the zone most likely is going to pull away from this building. So with Gentlemates on the ultimate height,
भाई
you're going to be
Emil
able to watch anybody who
मारो.
wants to leave this. But first, they're going to look at the Gentlemates.
Gentlemates selling one yet again to play out in the open. Falcons doing a great job
यार
to pick up these
ये
easy kills.
एटलीस्ट
Again,
साइड
that's
में
3
प्लेयर
different
स्टेटस ही
kills.
लगा देते. वही ना यार कुछ तो लगाते. ऐसे कैसे कोई इंसान देखेगा इसमें? रीड कैसे करेगा?
The Gentlemates down to 1 out in the open. Proves difficult for the Gentlemates to find what piece of cover they need to stick behind.
अपने को
Shots
3
from
ही
multiple
points
angles.
मिले.
And now Hollow's going to wait out this next zone pull. And it goes outside of research, or at least mostly. The Falcons, yet again with a zone pull, find themselves into a power position, waiting on everybody else. And usually you would say, much like last map, this is a bit too slow for them for these
Free
points
Fire
to
watch
matter,
party
but
की
they
वो
found
Free
4
Fire
or
में तो अपनी
5
टीम ही नहीं
now,
थी.
just by people being too far out in the open and Dongy shooting straight.
तो
Look at
मतलब तुम
research.
कहना चाहते हो वॉच पार्टी ना करूँ? फिर क्या करूँ मैं?
Trios
फिर
still
वॉच पार्टी नहीं
existing
करोगे
outside of
तुम ही लोग
research.
भरोगे मेरे को
And
कि वॉच
Falcons,
पार्टी नहीं
their
कर रहे.
ultimate height is still going to be in that circle. So Gentlemates are looking for position inside the rankings, but no, you're going to get caught. Hollow's out. Gentlemates are out. No back-to-back for the Gentlemates, and And now with the Falcons, all they got to do is wait to see what comes out from this research.
This is where Orchid lands. They play up near research.
Guys, trick का strong map कौन सा है
इसमें? Since the very beginning of the map. It's actually Leviathan getting full team wipes off screen. Volcom now on screen, getting traded out from the backside. Master 5K here as well, finding the angle on Volcom's back. Nice trade from a roster that has been
NIP भी भाई position points अच्छी निकाल रही है. Every time they're in top 5.
Made a great rotation to the bottom side. You're of research. I'm going to trade out actually. Looks like at least one player of Gamax.
And inside this final circle, you got Falcons, NIP, and Leviathan all rounding out that top 5 of this leaderboard still. So this would be a big game for if any of them can walk away with a win.
Good grief, look at this zone. Falcons actually lose one.
Falcons अभी भी है, yes, Falcons जिंदा है
और height position on research.
Leviathan जिंदा है. ये और कोई team है वो जिंदा है.
Sends this, picks up one, should pick up two, no problem. The third though, Showstopper makes a big play on Swizzin. Orchid at least lose one with a very aggressive play. We say you got to play for kills, but look at the placements. You cannot fall at 6 here. You need the multiplier. Sardo's running straight into danger. Swizzin barely alive and barely breathing, but finding kills. He's still alive. As NIP also on 1 HP in a dream. Showstopper
is he doing heal battle?
All of his stims to stay up for a moment.
He's just wanting the kills.
Goes down JDG striking, and all of a sudden we went from 6 teams to 2.
Falcons और किसने?
In their talents, the Falcons win game 2 after a second place game 1.
That was a cluster of energy that went into that last final circle. You can't say that for the Falcons. They're chilling everybody down. But research was busy. And you had teams fighting for that win to see if they can get themselves through that top 3 into that #1 pole position, exiting Haven's Hollow. JDG with a 2nd place finish. That is going to be big.
I mean, बनता है यार, इनका बनता है.
That second game, and with Leviathan as well, looking to
last year they won, तो उनका बनता है.
Down NIP. I can't wait to see what this does to our standings.
EWC में 0 team होता है हमारा अर्धा हाँ यार तो मजा आता है. But बाहर की team थे
play up at a just diabolical research zone.
Free.
And did they get the pulls again? There's something about this Falcons team.
That में हाँ, that's what I'm saying. He was playing for the kills.
When we see the zone pull up towards research, you don't see a research building ending. It does usually pull out. And I mean, I have to say this. I'm going to get made fun of in the green room because I use this every broadcast. But the layer cake that is Research Center is truly the best way to describe what happened. You counted out 7 teams all stacked on top of each other. And I like the aggressiveness from some of these rosters. They're just full tilt, full sin.
World champion है ये लोग तभी तो कह रही हूँ कि इनका बनता है भाई.
I mean, you need kills. Why not just full sin and see what happens?
You got to give a lot of respect to the teams that were able to make it into research. You had Leviathan there who dropped Mansion.
NIP.
They were scrambling to get some regain. You had NIP also dropping struggled to regain back over towards research, but they got it done. And JDG, who starts over by church pretty much in the bowling alley.
हमारा strong lineup, strong map कौन सा है? Sorry, lineup कह रही हूँ. हमारा strong map कौन सा है?
Well, listen in to the celebrations at the end of this one.
Come on, let's go.
Textbook. No huge celebrations because they knew they were going to win that one. I mean, they had it in the bag for a while. Last 3 zones even, especially when they picked up Channelmates in transition. Golly.
Lords में बोलते हैं मैंने already उसको WhatsApp पे wish कर दिया है.
Back to back, but they still put up a couple kills. Everything was mostly fine. I think the biggest question mark is G2 coming out of Haven's Hollow, probably near bottom of the leaderboard. Wild to even say that out loud for a team that's been dominating on a map like this. We'll see whether they're able to swing back in their form and
Ultras.
You gotta chalk it up a little bit to that zone pull RNG as well. I mean, how unlucky is it that you drop Riverboat back to back and you're forced to rotate early into Mansion in both games? Like, that is not easy for anybody to do. And in game 2, like, you just look at the way that JDG is playing, you look at the way that
COD में मेरे को पता है तभी तो कह रही हूँ.
Map through Barn, like, you are making a rotation there if you're G2 across some very strong slang, some very strong gatekeeping teams. So it's like you're walking out of Havens. Like, that was a tough game. I hope that they don't hang their heads low because it's a bad scenario. It's unlucky.
But yeah, especially when JDG is playing like this. JDG picked up 7 in Atlanta, but since then have been looking like they're in final form, including today. It's a good call. G2 did play from the south side of the map to the north, both maps.
What happened?
Technically speaking, Rebirth Island has actually been their best map.
कुछ काम से कर रहे होंगे, ऐसे जरूरी थोड़ी है कि कुछ हुआ ही है तभी कर रहे हैं.
One of the top ranked teams
कुछ काम से कर रहे होंगे.
As well, and today I would even venture to say there's a chance they could be free because they play up at Bio, and not a lot of teams are playing Bio.
काम से कर रहे होंगे भाई. काम भी होता है ना.
Well, with all of that in mind, though, so many fun conversations. There's a lot more we got to talk about. We're going to take a very quick look.
इनका फैन बेस भाई बाहर की टीम्स का एक्चुअली एक चीज मेरे को बहुत अच्छी लगती है. The fan base and the everything their support, like fan base अपना भी अच्छा है भाई. इंडिया से ज़्यादा fan base किसी का नहीं है ऐसा, genuinely saying. But it's just कि बाहर वाले ना बहुत ऐसा, कैसे बताऊँ, पता नहीं, समझ नहीं आ रहा मैं इसको कैसे एक्सप्लेन करूँ. बट एक मिनट, एक चीज़ है, आप बाहर का फैन बेस है एडम, बट इंडिया का फैन बेस से ज़्यादा नहीं है. इंडिया का फैन बेस इज़ लाइक बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्टिव. लाइक ऐसा एक के है तो फिर एक के रहेंगे, ऐसा है. छोले भटूरे खाओगे? नहीं, मैं तलवा नहीं है. ऐसा लगा ये अचानक से लाइव बंद हो गई. अच्छा, क्रॉन्टन ने लाइव बंद कर दी क्या? तो मैं डिस्कॉर्ड लीव कर देती हूँ. कुछ बात हुई होगी. कहाँ कर तो रहे कंटेंट, कहाँ लाइव बंद करी, चल तो रही है.
Welcome back everyone to the Esports World Cup 26. Miles and Enigma here. We're with the Gentlemates fans.
चल तो रही है, क्यों बोल रहे हो लाइव बंद कर दी?
Not a bad map.
No, not at all. A great map, one of course for them. They've got to see their team take that map here in Paris, France. We knew that they would be under a lot of pressure, but when you're backed by a crowd like this, you feel that passion, you feel that blood run through your veins, and you're ready to step out and deliver. They're doing exactly that.
911.
Salam.
A fan here, sir. What do you think the squad need to do to find the win?
Je pense qu'ils doivent se servir de l'énergie du public. Ils savent quoi faire, c'est le meilleur roster du monde et nous on sera là pour les soutenir et ils vont tout arracher.
Bonne chance, bonne chance. Did you get that?
Full words. I'm working on it. I'm getting a little bit better with the French. A word here and there. Thomas in particular helps me out a little bit.
Falcons got 33.6.
The duo logo is not helping.
इस गेम में भी 3 पॉइंट आए. राम
Sitting up top there, a big 21.
Yeah, I think the second map in particular showed classic Falcons. They rotate out of action, take the north side of the zone, and walk in with the gas and lock everybody else out. It's what they do.
इंडिया का फैन बेस ज्यादा है, वही बोल रहे हैं इंडिया, लेकिन सिर्फ 2-3 गेम को लेकर.
Be great competition for them here, but while they look like that, you can expect them to stop.
Here's my resident
I mean,
subject matter
if you would say कि ऐसे कि 2-3 गेम को लेके वो अलग बात है, but रियोगा आप एक चीज़ नोटिस करना, अगर इंडिया की फैन बेस ना किसी एक टीम को अपने को सपोर्ट कर रही है, मान लो दे आर सपोर्टिंग एस12, मान लो दे आर सपोर्टिंग टीएजी, दे आर सपोर्टिंग गॉडलाइक, दे आर सपोर्टिंग ओजी, तो वो लोग उनके सारे गेम्स देखते हैं. वो ऐसा ही नहीं है कि सिर्फ जो आप 1-2 गेम्स बोल रहे हो ना वही देखेंगे, नहीं, वो तो वो देखेंगे, बट उसके अलावा उनके सारे गेम्स देखेंगे. ऐसा नहीं, चाहे उनको समझ ना आ रहा हो, चाहे उनको पता ना हो गेम का पता, बट वो स्टिल देखेंगे. लाइक इंडिया का ऐसा है, लाइक फैन बेस तो बहुत है यार अपना. ये तो आई वुड टोटली एग्री. थिंक वो सबसे ज़्यादा ही होगा.
I think the Ninjas in Pajamas are just being incredibly bold and aggressive, getting at the Falcons and taking it to them. Fair play, we want to see it right now. Top teams on top.
We are ready to
अरे
roll.
ज़ीगॉट की लाइव अचानक से बंद होती यार, वो मेरे को आया.
Going in to the next map.
Let's go! Third match, भाई एक मैच, please.
I can't hear myself thinking. That's the way we want it here in France, folks.
ये कैसे खेलता है?
Haven's Hollow dream for some.
उसका वो बिल्कुल टेढ़ा है.
NIP on top of our leaderboard by a couple points over Falcons, with JD Gaming in third overall. Gentlemen still finding their way to top 5 with Leviathan. But I mean, we got godlike new icons down at the bottom of the leaderboard trying to turn things around going into Rebirth Island.
जैसे हम अभी कॉर्डम देख रहे हैं, कुछ पता नहीं है, फिर भी
rosters
true.
coming out from regions that maybe
Hello
a little
Robbie,
bit
how are
less
you? I'm good. I'm good.
practiced,
क्या चल रहा है
than,
अभी?
you know,
Oh my God, M8 के
NA,
fans
been
देखो.
at WRS for, you know, Birmingham and Atlanta. Like, it would be a little bit of talk. Godlike's a big surprise. You didn't get to see too much of Nate Dogg or Intex really kick off. They were just scrambling up.
क्या
the
चल
gates
रहा है
yet
बस
again
यार
back on
गेम
Rebirth,
देख रही
or
हूँ
on
चाहती हूँ
Haven's Hollow.
Godlike जीते
Now we go to Rebirth Island, and we
एक
see
गेम
a
तो
lot of
अपने को
these
जीतना
teams can
पड़ेगा
maybe
यार
bounce
एक
back
गेम
after those
चाहिए
first two maps. Maybe it was a little bit unlucky zone pulls. You guys struggled to get those rotations going. We talked about that with G2, and I think a lot of people will be looking at going into the second wave with a different mindset.
All right, biggest question in my mind is where the heck are the Falcons dropping? They usually drop Kim alone. Nobody likes to contest them, but did they change things up just to put everybody on their heels? Rebirth Island is here, folks. We've seen it 1,000 times, and likely we'll see it 1,000 more, but today, only twice. We get into the first map. Will G2 be alone up at Bio? Will the Gentlemates be alone in living quarters? And will the Falcons land right on top of the Gentlemates' head just to throw them off balance? Let's drop in to our first Rebirth Island map of Group B. It does look like the Falcons are returning to form up at Kim all alone.
Yeah, they're going to have Fnatic just below them in Harbor. And Orchid maybe giving them a look from top of Prison. G2 back to basics over at Bio. A lot of teams just kind of sitting down looking for their drop spots. The big thing's going to be Stronghold for me, because you look at Gentlemates, who had a fantastic Haven's Hollow. They drop living quarters, and they're already contesting Lev down low and strong.
And we'll swing over there when we get the chance, but of course we got to take
अपन
a look
फिर
at
से
Control
अच्छा
Center.
15
It's
है. We are
contested
15.
in both
Leaderboard.
groups. And even in this one, Trick Empathy, we talked about Godlike, we talked about a team at the bottom of the leaderboard. Trick Empathy is one of an individual basis, one that usually is at the top.
Hey, did you saw?
As an individual, has been a hero for this team, and a lot of folks have been chattering about what he could be able to do even with a different roster. Today, that roster's struggling on the chaos of Haven's Hollow. We take a look, though, at maybe what they could do from boat. Here's a look at the factory side as we take a look at, looks like maybe
ये मैप में हमने एक गेम विन भी किया था जब भी I was doing last time watch party.
Just repeatedly by the Falcons who were bored. So do you need
IRC,
to be careful
जो
about
भी
this
है यार,
factory
छोड़ो.
play. When the Falcons get comfortable, they do swing up on JDG and win an engagement, a 3v1 with one more outside. JDG do need to stay alive if they can, and they're actually in deep trouble. They're third up, floating in the skies.
Yeah, he's just going to float his way on down. Let everybody else
Ravi,
research.
assist me by letting me know the format. अरे, there's nothing ऐसा कुछ हो. दो ग्रुप्स है. A, B, हर ग्रुप में 16 टीम्स है. आपको 12 मैचेस मिलेंगे. 12 में से आपको टॉप 5 अगर आप आते हो अपने ग्रुप में, then you will directly qualify for the finals. If आप टॉप 5 नहीं आते, अगर आप 6 से लेके 13 पे आते हो, तो you'll go to the next stage and आपको एक और चांस मिलेगा to go to the finals. That's it. और नीचे की bottom की टीम they're gonna
striking first. Criminal God, the fragger coming up.
they're gonna eliminate it.
Nice and safe and stronghold with no one within a country
टॉप
mile.
कितना आना है क्वालिफाई करने के लिए?
Go make some big plays.
देखो टॉप 13 टीम्स क्वालिफाई होंगी. 13 में से टॉप 5 टीम्स जो होंगी वो सीधा फाइनल्स के लिए क्वालिफाई होंगी और बाकी टीम को दोबारा खेलना पड़ेगा.
And a lot less like Atlanta.
That's what we want to see at a Criminal God, especially vying for that Rookie of the Year position. Gentlemates have actually backed all the way down, and you can see that we got a little bit of a push in from AGAL.
For Fun just got wiped, folks. For Fun getting conned at, I think it was Turbine still. Nothing changed.
Oh,
for
nice
them. They're losing engagement. A lot of eyes on For Fun to step up in a big way in a stronger lobby. So far, not the case. See if they can turn things around in the second map of Rebirth, as they are the first team out.
Oh, nice one!
Continuing to find some regainers on the outside of boat.
Oh, he saw the third one.
Kills there, maybe all you need as the
Oh,
options swing away.
Group B, not for fun just yet.
कोई नहीं. एक idea.
So again, we just kind of like look at Rebirth, and a lot of teams have actually been contesting each other on these rotations. I'm still looking at G2 are looking for the bounce back as they're going to go from the north side in towards Turbine. They've already backed AG Global away. Anxiety has been in the kill feed a lot. KGV. Big kills up against
In short, FF जैसा यार ऐसे तो हर उसमें ही फॉर्मेट होता है जिसमें 16 टीम्स जैसे होती हैं. सब में ऐसे ही होता है. फाइनल्स में होगा दैट फॉर्मेट कि आपको एक पॉइंट के बाद जिसने जो पहले जीता वो दैट वन बी द विनर बट अभी नहीं होगा
I can appreciate the plays. We'll swing back over to the Vicious, see what they're able to do here on the map. Quick look at the map feed though. You can see where everybody's positioned. G2 was up at Bio. They've elected to rotate in. Looks like Anchor swinging through Industries, getting told that hey, Turbine's free. Come rotate to us, or we'll hold it down for you while you make your way this direction. Big Man actually finding one in transition as well. So watch out for that G2.
अपना एक बंदा फंसा हुआ है टीम 9 के बीच में
Vicious hunting down the solos. Couple of individuals, Fnatic maybe in trouble or causing it. Let's see, one Resolve gets it but gets traded out immediately. Great job there from the Vicious. Playing together well here on Rebirth Island.
Good trade.
And Criminal God stays alive just enough for Leviathan to not get outed just yet. Predict trying to keep Solds alive here for VC. Solds just sitting inside the boat. Enough time to your teammates to bring themselves back into the map, but this has been a chaotic Rebirth Island so far, and everybody just crossing paths, circles still.
How do you pronounce his name?
Intex.
Intex.
Really to look at in terms of where you want to set up this positioning.
A
lot of teams going to be playing still through prison for control, for factory, living quarters, lots of positions still open.
Changing the position.
And I think we saw new icons get eliminated there, so we're down to 14 trios now.
Right now it's an Anchor game. Everybody's fraggers out on the map, try to go get some kills. Godlike in a bit of trouble up here at boat. Nate Dogg gonna have to be a hero. Tricking the deep plates back up. We're trying to hunt down the last remaining members of this Gamax roster. Maybe a thorn in the side, but at least Godlike haven't had to leave the boat since the beginning of the map, and they found kills to boot. So, hey, keep challenging us is probably what they're saying. We need the points. We're able to all stay up, stabilize, take boat back, and wait for what this new zone offers.
अचानक से दो बंदे मुंह पे आ गए थे.
Look to see if we can swing out. There it is.
एक किल का एक ही पॉइंट है, बट अगर आप टॉप 3 में रहते हो ना, लाइक टॉप 3 में फिनिश करते हो, तो ऐसा होता है कि 1.66 आपको पॉइंट्स मिलेंगे, पॉइंट्स के होता है, एंड देन उसके बाद 1.4x एंड उसके बाद 1x की 1.2x. ये मेरे को कंफर्म नहीं है.
There's a couple more folks in the water trying to do the same as per the usual here on Rebirth Island. So Amir,
I love fluid without flit. Oh my god.
I just wish you the best.
And when you're in Rebirth Island, when in doubt, swim it out. Leviathan still not eliminated as well. I mean, they still are holding on to their life.
You saw a quick glance up at HQ to see NIP.
ओ भाई दो बंदे स्लीपी और ये कौन है डार्क, दोनों पानी में घूम रहे हैं. अपने पे जोन तो है अभी, बट नेक्स्ट जोन का शिफ्ट देखना पड़ेगा. ले भाई ये बेचारा. Oh my god, dog. कौन था ये? Oh nice, good, nice kills और kills. अरे यार उसके मुंह पे. अपन के 2 मैचेस थोड़े भगीरा बेकार गए. अभी थर्ड मैच है, ये किल्स तो अच्छे जा रहे हैं इसमें.
Now as we're going to be
I think we have to go to inside the zone नहीं अपने पे.
It's still pretty central. I mean, you got control center, prison, turbine, lots of places to sit and wait. Big thing is
सेंटर का कंट्रोल लेना नहीं, हम लोग नहीं ले. ओह है, अभी भी जोन है. अपना एक प्लेयर ऑलरेडी उसमें शिफ्ट में ही है अभी भी. हम लोग फिर दो टीम नंबर 9 और टीम नंबर 2 के बीच. I think वो साउंड नहीं देना चाह रहा है.
Alongside Melvin with 2 kills, trying to move their way inside factory and inside the safe zone.
Oh, Nate got the position. He's going back. I think I think call आया होगा कि there's one more.
Middle control, just waiting for a team like Godlike to leave this boat. I just see trick on.
भाई लेव है अपने सामने लेव है. I think they're waiting for us to leave. Oh,
look at him.
उसे देख लिया उसने. नहीं मर गया. मेरे को लगा स्केच पे एक बची है.
Hey, it's a strategy. It works. We see a full team rotating in though. Finally, maybe contesting Godlike. AGAL unfortunately getting cut down in transition by Anxiety.
भाई और टीम्स भी आ रही है. वाह, AGAL भी अंदर बैठा है बंदा.
Turbine has been hell so far for AGAL.
I think Godlike is not expecting him.
They've just been continuously
They are not
keeping
expecting
AGL
him.
on their back foot and moving into a team like Godlike right now.
कहीं से तो उसको पड़ा है damage.
If you're AGAL, just trying to
अब आ
look
गया होगा, अब आ
for
गया होगा.
some space to live. The circle is going to be closing in the next 40 seconds. This is where I'm looking at teams to start to move up the mountain.
Sandwich
Teams to
हाँ यार,
look at
थोड़ा
still
sandwich हो
Gentlemen
रहा है.
sitting in living quarters. It's going to be the slow side. Lots of time to move up, but other
ना,
teams
hell
like
ना.
Nemesis who are
अगर वो
starting in
knock हो जाता ना, मैं
stronghold are
पागल हो
going to have
जाती
to
भाई.
cross into that boat for
भाई,
God like an
Showstopper का
AGL,
क्या
and
angle है
all
इस
while
पे?
getting picked off by a sniper in the hands of Showstopper.
Listen, we've had this conversation
क्या
about
angle?
HQ over and over again. If it's uncontested,
ये
and
तो
you can
चल
just sit
वो
your
तो पर
anger up
क्या
at the
angle
top
है?
of the tower, might as well pull out a sniper, see if you can pick up some free kills. Finally, Leviathan leaves the lobby. This has not been their game, but they've been
Trick ने
resilient.
हाँ, let's go.
Unfortunately,
Left
Resilient only
को
gets them
left
13th,
ने
which is
left मर
basically
गई.
nothing.
Good
So
one.
Leviathan
Trick और need
can
guard
drop
ने
our
मारा है
leaderboard a
kill
little
लिया.
bit. Should still be in a decent
Let's
position
go.
though, especially as we are just now into the third map. Quick look at the map feed though does tell the story of what all the action has been showing on main, which is that everybody's been fighting around boat, and Falcons have been bored over on Kim's side. They rotate down towards factory, look for a bit more, but on screen, NIP, King AJ has 9 kills out of nowhere as JDG get thrown into a blender, and they've got a solo flying in the skies.
The NIP are feeling good. I mean, they're having a great start to this Group B. Haven's Hollow, Rebirth Island, it doesn't matter. And King AJ on 9 kills is just looking to keep up that continuous pace. Sitting in headquarters,
भाई
they're
अकेले के 9
not
kill
gonna
है
be in the
उसके.
circle right now. They got so
तो
much
दो
time.
बंदे टावर पे
They're
चढ़े
going
पड़े
to
हैं.
have to
वो
cross
crazy
paths with the
भाई.
Gentlemates at some point. And back in game 1, that
उसको
was the
टावर से
kryptonite.
हाँ जोन
Look
गया
at
जोन
G2
गया
though,
अपने को जोन में आना है.
silently been obliterating this lobby. They desperately needed a good Rebirth Island game, and they've been one of the top teams on Rebirth Island. So let's listen in on G2 and see what they're thinking as they swing into the new zone.
His boys in the bar, his
Trick
boys in the
knock
bar.
हुआ
It's
है.
only
Trick
two, it's only
finish.
two.
Dead in the back, bro. No.
It's fine, just double res us. We can go and play placement.
I think only Nate God is alive now. नहीं Nate God भी नहीं. तीसरा कौन सा है अपना?
Pop that single.
There's only one person alive.
Goodbye, Muni. Buy Muni.
Ah,
for yourself.
he's
Land
dead.
towers and
I think
buy.
Godlike eliminated.
Are you going showers?
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
Or
which
do we
side?
have one more?
The single.
Right at the door, single door.
Solid this one.
Great job from G2 to stay alive and quickly
alive
get the double
था,
buyback
alive
plan
है,
for
alive
position.
है.
They do
He-
get a multi.
And they do find their way into the prison, which is the big deal. They're going to hop into that second floor.
Rick, कभी
see
भी
if they can
alive
find
है.
a circle or find a corner to sit in just to get that position. They're going to be in a great spot to maybe find some ground loot and catch some
हाँ
people in
Trick अकेला
transition.
Gentlemen have found
alive
their way
है.
into the bottom
He's
side of the
rotating.
prison. Well done being patient in
But
that rotation.
बहुत
They
मुश्किल
actually
होगा
picked
उसके लिए
up
zone के
NIP,
अंदर
who
आना.
got
बहुत
wiped
मुश्किल
during
होगा.
that listen in. NIP going to fall down the leaderboard a little bit, although they had a ton of kills. They don't get a single multi from
Trick
a
is
map that could have been great.
alive.
Falcons, I mean, they have to be just whispering
Trick
in the
position
ear
point
of
निकाल
the
पाएगा.
super pull gods because they get another pull down the mountain as you see G2 have not just regained, but they
ये
have
सारे
turned
coaches
it
हैं.
into lemonade now with what they got.
Holy moly, G2 are fragging right now. We got to see what Orchid could do, though, is actually take one
भाई
member
G2
of
मार
G2
रही है
down.
गंदा
AGL
यार.
and G2 fighting, while Orchid maintains a position on top prison. It's a pretty strong position. I think, unfortunately for them, this new zone is going to dictate whether or not this is the right decision.
Nate God ने
or
मारा.
maybe the wrong one, as
no.
Falcons down on the low side. Godlike, they've been reaping through the boat, but unfortunately, as they make their way to prison, they get obliterated. Down go Intex and Nate Dogg. A decent game for them, but they needed a great one. We swing into a top 7 position. Need
Okay.
top 5 for the next multiplier. And yet again, the Falcons pulled the zone, and the Falcons are
मर गए हम
easily
7th
in the best
position में
position on the
8th
map.
पे मर
Look
गए.
at the situation
3
they're
man
seeing
again.
from
हाँ
Gentleman's,
हाँ
though.
मर
I
गए
think
मर
they're
गए.
going
I
to
think
try
we
to
are.
swing this all the way down the mountain, get behind the
Yeah,
Falcons. So
we
this has
are-
got to be where you see the Falcons make a move, but as they do, sorry,
We died, we
catch
died.
them. The rookies showing up.
Yeah, I mean, Orchid and Gentleman's moving at the same time would be the perfect play. It looks like Gentleman's a little bit slow on the rotation, but the Falcons in now trouble as they lose one down to a duo. The third immediately gets back into the lobby.
हम लोग इसमें आ सकते थे यार top 5 में तो आराम से.
In 6th, not
थोड़ा
5th.
fight
Gentleman's lose
निकालना
out on the
था.
multi.
That's going to be
भाई
Orchid,
Falcons फिर से
AG
निकालेगी क्या? पूरा
Falcons
zone लेके बैठी है.
As JD Gaming still alive, and there goes Orchid with Swizzing going down.
JD.
As
Hell
JD's
nah,
cleared up.
hell nah, not
JDG
again.
on
चल
a
Falcons
heater
अगर निकाल भी
here
लेगी
in
बढ़िया ही
Group
है.
B. And it's now down to the Falcons and JDG, and the
Again.
Falcons go back
Go
to
back to back,
making it
निकाल
look
दिया.
easy with a great zone pull.
I mean it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Falcons ने निकाला है तो I can.
Down, and you know that you didn't.
I'll be happy. Falcons का chicken कह रही हूँ. Falcons ने ये वाला मैप जीता है. इसका रीजन ये है कि कोई अच्छा है, कोई नीचे से टीम ऊपर नहीं आ रही है. जो ऊपर वाली टीम है वही ऊपर रह रही है. तो एटलीस्ट अगर फैल्कन्स लॉबी के किल्स निकालेगी तो अपने अपन लोग को किल्स करके बस ऊपर आना है, बट नीचे की टीम से फाइट नहीं होगा। जी क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो अभी यार? सर्वाइवल स्टेज है भाई, अभी एक और मौका है, डोंट वरी, वी हैव चांसेस अभी। Why you get typing GG's? Hello?
You get a zone pull like that, you just can't lose. The only thing that could have gone
There
wrong
is no
for them
GG.
is if Gentleman's and Orchid pushed the exact same time from the flank, but there's no way to know that. The bullets started flying, Gentleman's a hair too slow, and they get caught in transition. Noobs with the perfect read. I think unfortunate for everybody else, there's no way the Falcons are losing that.
I gotta say, there's a couple teams too that I want to talk about in this endgame circle, and it's going to be Orchid, JDG, and AG Global. All had some pretty rough starts this game. AG Global struggling against G2, JDG struggling to get in through Factory, and it all comes back
इनको बस
into
होल्ड
that
करना था।
walking into the
गुड फॉर
Falcons.
गॉडलाइक, या गुड फॉर गॉडलाइक होगा।
Kills, but
हाय,
to close
सेंड
out.
चाय टोस्ट फॉर 100 jewels, थैंक यू फॉर सेंडिंग चाय
Comfortability is
टोस्ट।
all out here
I
over
don't
there
drink
for
chai,
Falcons. I think
but
it's
ठीक
okay
है।
to see yawn.
नमस्कार रॉबी, हाय प्रकाश,
frankly,
हेलो,
for Group
लेट्स
B,
गो
it's felt like a bit
फैल्कन्स।
of a yawn for them.
अरे गुड
Right?
गेम ना है,
They've
लास्ट
been
2 गेम
rotating
से,
early,
हाँ लास्ट
getting
2
the
गेम से
zone
बेटर
pulls,
था ये गेम।
and just watching
अगर हम लोग
everybody
ऐसे भी
die.
खेले ना,
Sometimes
आई
it's them
थिंक
shooting their guns, and other times it's everybody just killing each other. So I'll be
हम
curious to
लोग
see how
आज
many
टॉप
total kills
5
they
तो
have as a
यार
team. I don't
आ
think this is
सकते हैं,
a
अभी भी
banger,
दो बहुत
but
गेम्स
taking away
बचे
that
हैं।
multiplier from other teams is huge. And we're
अभी भी
looking for
10 गेम्स आर रिमेनिंग, सो
This
10
is
गेम्स में
classic
कुछ भी हो
Falcons,
सकता
man.
है।
They went second, first in 3 games. Their average placement in Atlanta was like 3.5. You know, it was a little bit better than 4th on average, and they are obliterating that right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking polished as ever, and nobody would have doubted it. You said it.
मेरे को
when
लगा
you were on
तुम
the
लोग
desk.
ऐसे ही टांग
It's
खींचने
just
के
this team is
उसमें जीजी
undeniable.
लिख रहे हो। मैंने
And
कहा अभी
until
तो
they
बहुत
start
गेम्स
to
हैं।
slow down, like we cannot just keep them away from talking
24
about how
points,
dominant the
14
Falcons are. They're
position.
looking good today.
Well, it sounds
ठीक
like
है,
you got
अपने
a
को
quick
यार देखो,
interview as
अगर
we
अपना
get ready
अपन
for our
टॉप
second
5 नहीं आ
Rebirth
पा रहे
Island
ना,
map.
तो
Let's take a
अपने को
look.
टॉप 13 में तो आना ही आना है, आना ही आना है, समझ रहे हो? डॉबी चैट सिमरन में से है कौन जिसके आज अनाउंस हो रही है? एक है, अभी मैं कैसे बताऊं?
I mean, Vision, how has these first 3 maps been feeling for you? You got the drums going, you're in enemy territory, but at the end of the day, you guys are in first place.
I mean, I just feel like my teammates are playing amazing. Showstopper, AJ. I feel like our communication is just on point.
Yeah.
And
Communication
yeah.
is just on
I'm
point.
confident we get first today.
Hey, you should be confident, okay? You are, I want to say you are a kill leader throughout these first 3, but you're definitely the kill leader on your team. Just talk to me about, like, how does it feel? You know, you're playing in these lobbies and you got Falcons going second, first, but you guys are still in first place, mainly because of you. You are the kill leader in these lobbies. I know you had 16 throughout the first 2 maps. I don't know how many you got in the third, but how are you finding that much consistency? Is it just the communication, or what are you doing?
I mean, I just feel like me and AJ are just running around together all the time, so it's just easy. My teammate, he's always supporting me, I support him. But I think we have the same amount of kills, by the way. I think we both have 19.
Okay.
So, you know, we just have good chemistry.
Great
We have
chemistry.
good chemistry.
Now, we saw the chemistry on Rebirth Island
run
with your
around
pacing.
together.
What did you learn on Rebirth Island that you're going to keep continuing on into Haven's Hollow in the last map as well?
What was the question again?
I said, when it comes down to your pacing that you guys found on the Haven's Hollow, how are you guys going to take that into the next maps? What did you learn in those first 2 maps that you can take on over to the rest of the maps?
I mean, I think at the moment we don't really have to change that much. Our communication is on point, as I said. The chemistry is on point, and yeah, just a shout out to my teammates. And let's go to the next game.
You heard it here, folks, okay? Shout out to his teammates. Shout out to Nick.
Plant
They're
laughing
in first
disco for
place.
250.
see
Let's
if we can
go.
keep it.
Disco. Hi Ishika. मैं भी ऐसी इंग्लिश बोलता हूँ. My God, that's so good. यार मेरे को पता है अभी 2-3 कॉफी पीनी पड़ेगी आज मेरा दिन लगने वाले हैं. मेरी सुबह 8 बजे की फ्लाइट है. मेरी सुबह 9 बजे की फ्लाइट है. मेरे को 8 बजे एयरपोर्ट पहुंचना है. आप लोग के साथ वॉच पार्टी करने के लिए. देख रहे हो कितनी मेहनत कर रही हूँ मैं. मेरी सुबह 9 बजे की फ्लाइट है. मेरे को 8 बजे एयरपोर्ट पहुंचना है. एयरपोर्ट यहाँ से 1.5 घंटा दूर है. उसके लिए अगर 8 बजे मेरे को एयरपोर्ट पहुंचना है तो मुझको घर से 6:30 बजे निकलना पड़ेगा. अगर मेरे को घर से 6:30 बजे निकलना है तो मेरे को कम से कम 5:30 बजे उठना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि मैं नहा धो के, समझ रहे हो, नहाऊंगी धोऊंगी. 1 घंटा तो मैं लेके चलूंगी नहा धो के पैक वैक करके. ओ गॉड. और अगर मैं 5:30 बजे उठ रही हूँ तो मैं सोऊंगी कितने बजे? क्योंकि 1 बजे तो ये वॉच पार्टी खत्म होगी। तो आई थिंक आज मेरे को सोना, मेरे को लग रहा है मैं फ्लाइट में और कैब में सोने वाली हूँ। वेयर आर यू गोइंग? आई एम गोइंग टू बैंगलोर। आप लोगों से मिलने आ रही हूँ। वी आर गोना डू मीट एंड ग्रीट। आई थिंक मैं क्या बोलते हैं, SMR is there, me, I'm gonna be there, Simran is gonna be there, Joker is gonna be there, and Joker की हवेली, and there's one more from SA2L, somebody else, Ankita is also be there, Ankita is gonna be there, और हम लोग मिलके इसी गेम की वॉच पार्टी करेंगे क्योंकि कल भी 6 मैचेस है, सो ये वाले वॉच पार्टी करेंगे और साथ में आप लोग के साथ मीट एंड ग्रीट करेंगे और देयर आर सम गिफ्ट्स आल्सो व्हिच आई एम नॉट गोना टेल यू राइट नाउ, लेटर ऑन आई एम गोना टेल यू। सो हम लोग वो भी करने वाले हैं। और सबसे बुरी बात मेरी कल ही वापस की फ्लाइट है। सो मेरा वहां पे इवेंट खत्म होने के बाद मेरी कल वापस की 3 बजे या 4 बजे की फ्लाइट है भाई, और मेरे को एयरपोर्ट जाके वहां पे एयरपोर्ट में सोना पड़ेगा। गॉड, लगने वाले हैं। डॉबी घर की सभी फीमेल्स ने सारे हेयर कट किए, मतलब I'm also catching flights, no feeling, same है। Hello Dobby, hi। गाना गा रहे भाई वो लोग। M8 वाले।
Here we go, we're here guys. Go to the finals.
आपका जीजी होने वाला है, मेरा जीजी होने वाला है भाई।
Energy of the crowd, not only from them but also the crowd. We have seen Falcons have been performing.
And when are you
well,
going to Paris?
but
ठीक है, तुमको मेरे फ्लाइट के मेरे वो जानने हैं। उसके बाद I think I'll be back on फर्स्ट को मैं मुंबई वापस आऊंगी, मतलब सुबह के 5-6 बजे पहुंचूंगी, फिर वहां से ट्रैवल करके वापस घर आऊंगी, इधर आऊंगी। 1-1.5 घंटा लगेगा, थोड़ी देर सोऊंगी। 1 तारीख को 12 बजे सुबह 10-11 बजे तक मेरे को उठना पड़ेगा 5-6 घंटे की नींद लेके, बिकॉज 1 तारीख को मेरे को 2-3 काम है। मेरे को बैंक का काम है, फॉरेक्स कार्ड बनवाना है अपना, उसके बाद मेरे को मॉल जाना है। मैंने कुछ शॉपिंग नहीं करी है। आई हैवंट बॉट एनीथिंग फॉर पेरिस, नथिंग। 1 तारीख को मेरे को वो पूरी शॉपिंग वगैरह करनी है, एंड 2 तारीख को आई विल गोना स्टार्ट पैकिंग, एंड 3 को आई विल बी फ्लाइंग टू पेरिस। या आई एम एक्साइटेड। वाह, टेक्निकली देखा जाए तो 2 तारीख की रात को ही मैं यहाँ से निकलूंगी 10-11 बजे के अराउंड, क्योंकि मेरी फ्लाइट अर्ली मॉर्निंग 1 बजे की है, रात 1 बजे 3 तारीख की सुबह की। So it's gonna be hectic, बहुत हेक्टिक होने वाला है 3-4 दिन मिले। ओ देखो गॉडलाइक के इसमें अच्छे निकले, 16 kills, 19.2
out of this group stage after a very lackluster Atlanta, but here I think they now maybe had a lot of those learnings and now are making sure that they are getting at least out of the survival stage.
And I think the in-game calling just really shows up on this map. That
how are you? I'm good. I need jacket 3 bro. Guys, जो लोग मेरे से बैंगलोर में मिलने आने वाले हैं भाई, कुछ लाना यार मेरे लिए भी, ठीक है? मेरे लिए कुछ लेके आना प्लीज। Bring me some flowers at least. I would love to have some flowers. मेरे को कब से नहीं मिले हैं यार।
Actually, top 5 I think to place well.
And on this last match we saw godlike being able to just hold that boat for the longest time.
PUBG के टाइम डीजे लेके जाओ, सच में यार डीजे बजा दूंगी वहां पे मैं। कैसी जा रही है वॉच पार्टी? अच्छी चल रही है, वॉच पार्टी अच्छी चल रही है। कल आप लोगों से मिलने के लिए आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड। बैंगलोर में बहुत टाइम बाद मिलने वाले। दिल्ली वाला मेरा प्लान कैंसिल हो गया एक्चुअली गाइस, आई एम सो सॉरी। मैं लास्ट मोमेंट में बना रही हूँ। तेरी जर्सी रखी हुई है क्षितिज मेरे पास, या तो मेरे को पोर्टर कराने के लिए बोल, पोर्टर करानी है तो तिरुपति बालाजी गए, इसलिए सारे हेयर कट किए। अच्छा, अपने प्लेयर्स ने फ्लावर्स यू गॉट जोक्स या व्हाट? नो। मेरा बाय द वे गाइस, जिनको आप बैंगलोर जा रहे हो, कल बैंगलोर जा रही हूँ, मतलब सुबह की फ्लाइट है अभी। इसके बाद वॉच पार्टी के बाद नहाऊंगी धोऊंगी एंड देन आई हैव टू गेट रेडी अगेन। बाय द वे, लोकेशन इन बैंगलोर, आपने गॉडलाइक का पोस्ट नहीं देखा ईश्वर? दैट्स बैड। ओ बाय द वे मेरा दिल्ली का भी था बट दिल्ली का कैंसिल हो गया। दिल्ली का कैंसिल होने का रीजन ये है कि दिल्ली को दो तारीख को आई हैव टू बी इन दिल्ली वॉच पार्टी के लिए, बट अगेन मेरी 3 तारीख को सुबह अर्ली मॉर्निंग की फ्लाइट है, सुबह के 1 बजे, एंड मैं इवेंट खत्म करके दोबारा ट्रैवल नहीं कर पाऊंगी मुंबई और फिर मैं रह जाऊंगी। सो इसलिए दिल्ली का थोड़ा कैंसिल हो गया। मैं इतनी एक्साइटेड थी दिल्ली आने के लिए भी यार। Good night. Wow, bhai,
Whether
Akshu.
they've been
Good
on
night.
screen or you just watch them on the map that says, oh, they're dominating.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been kind of okay, which is fine.
Falcons actually dominate
kar
rahe hai, bhai.
Three, but in terms of making
Reason
it
they are
not
the
just
world
through this group,
champions.
but also possibly through survival, they need to find a moment. And anyway, I think just first.
अच्छा आपके घर की फीमेल्स में माय बैड हैं को प्लेयर थे ये कब
this
हुआ?
Leviathan roster looked really good at Birmingham, right? That's how they got here. They qualified
देखिए हम
through
अभी
Birmingham.
ओवरऑल में
They
कहाँ
showed
पे
to
हैं?
Atlanta, and they didn't even make it out of the group stage,
यार
right?
13
So that's just the kind of thing. I think they're kind of getting their feet back underneath them for being on a land together. You got a young gun in Criminal God who's absolutely insane, but you got to wonder, is this maybe some of those land jitters coming back? You have Atlanta kind of sitting in the back of your head. You got to kind of beat the boogeyman, maybe, if you want to try and start to get back into the game.
I mean, again, looking at this top 8 so far, still very, very close to
Yes.
the scoreline, so plenty still to change there on that first page. No worries for many, many of those for a fact, I hope.
And I think the only other thing to kind of point to, and I know there's been some, whoa, JD Gaming up there, but this is what they do. They kill, they slay. I think the big kind of interesting point as we finish off the back half of this group is what's going to happen with Team Orchid. I also feel like they have not necessarily had a convincing moment.
दिखा दो
They had high
यार
ground in that
excitement में.
last little fight at the end,
Please
but weren't
say
able
no.
to survive through it.
No
So
for
it
what?
just, again, feels like they need a moment as well.
And as we go towards the second page, you can see new icons there with just 9 points. Godlike, honestly, luckily they had a good match in this last one. If not, it would have been looking terrible, just like new icons.
अपने को इधर
Yeah,
13
and
के
I
अंदर
think they
रहना
just need to
है
pick it up. I'm also
प्लीज।
surprised to see for fun at the bottom as well. Like,
कोई
I think
प्रॉब्लम
this is,
नहीं
for fun,
है
the biggest competitor
दो
is
या
themselves.
2
I
या
think they
3
need to do
साल
a
में
little bit
as
better.
it was already Asian top and love
Yeah, with
from
my pick coming into this one, I mean, I saw the social
your
media
word
post.
like
I'm excited to see a
thank
turnaround,
you
but
Vivan.
mate, so it's not,
What?
not too late.
No.
It's not too late. There's plenty of time. None of it yet.
That's only.
इवेंट है क्या बैंगलोर में वॉच पार्टी तो करने जा रहे हैं।
When was it earlier that we actually started waving some
सबके
flags?
head
I
बहुत
would have
shiny हो गए,
started
let's
like
go.
really waving some flags.
क्या
It was like,
qualification
okay,
है
let's-
इसकी?
Just a little bit.
यार मैंने 5 बार बता दी I'll bring you flowers if you say location। यार लोकेशन तो मेरे को देखनी पड़ेगी वापस से बैंगलोर में कहाँ पे है। मेरे को बैंगलोर का पता नहीं है। Let me see where it is. Godlike esports. Watch party Bengaluru में attending Dave and Buster's Bangalore. It's in Dave and Buster's Bangalore. First floor Mantri Avenue, KHP Games Village, Koramangala. Is it? I'm pronouncing it right. Koramangala, Bangalore, Karnataka. Limited to 100 participants on a first come first serve basis. So जो पहले 100 लोग पहले पहुंच गए उनको ये एंट्री मिल जाएगा। Time is 3 PM to 6 PM. Okay guys, I'll meet you on at 3. Koramangala. I'm so sorry, I'm bad at that. Yes. भाई Falcon अलग ही अलग
To stay alive, I love that we have this new edition of the map.
The only bad news is Falcons are currently the best team on Fortune's Keep as well. I think so. Yeah,
So we're expecting another 2 wins. Is that what we're saying?
I don't know about
ये गेम अच्छा जाना चाहिए
2
भाई।
wins, but top 5s for sure.
I mean, they already gave us 2 wins out of 3 matches. I think it's maybe possible and doable for them. We saw Sophie just go, calm down. All right, just
This
calm
is
down.
what we do.
He
Come
wasn't wrong. Everybody, calm down. They ended up winning those 2 matches back to back as well. Going into the second half here for Group B, which team are you going to be looking at?
मुंबई में होके मीटअप नहीं हो पा रहा है यार, क्या करें। मुंबई में बच्चू और आने वाले, मुंबई में बच्चू and Sakshi is gonna be there.
And for fun, who we know
मुंबई में भी हम
can be,
मीटअप कर रहे
a
हैं।
much better team. I am looking at teams like Leviathan, who we we're got a lot of fans here. I think they need that energy. Hopefully the break helped a little bit. It's just a couple of those squads that you really expect to do super well that aren't right now. That I'm like, okay, this is your opportunity.
Mangla. Oh, it's core Mangla.
Now play like you know
A
you
is
can.
silent.
I'm looking at Team Orchid.
Mangla.
I think with just the recent buzz and the trend that they've
आप
been
कौन
able
सी
to
कौन
put
सी
together,
टीम
I'm
सी
gonna see if
वॉच
they can
पार्टी
actually
करने वाले हो
convincingly win a
टाइटल्स की?
moment.
मैंने
Just at
ऑलरेडी
any sort of
AFC
moment
की
as we
कर ली
finish
है,
off
मैंने
Rebirth
फ्री
and
फायर की
Fortune.
कर ली है,
I'm not going to be biased
मैंने
whatsoever.
स्ट्रीट फाइटर की वॉच पार्टी कर ली है एंड दिस इज गोना बी द लास्ट वन व्हिच इज COD Warzone। मेरे को TFT की भी करनी थी बट मेरे को TFT के बारे में पता नहीं है, तो पता नहीं था, सो या। और
even have Team Falcons, which
PUBG तो हम वहीं से जाके देखेंगे. Love from Telugu community. Thank you.
Well, I found myself with the Falcons fans, and this is just
she's
after
so pretty.
two
Oh my God.
back-to-back wins. Now, obviously, you're going for the Team Falcons, and them to have 2 wins in a row. Is there anything you want to say to the Falcons players?
Actually, it's not our
भाई वो
first time.
क्या
We're
लेके
going
भी
back to back.
बजाने के लिए?
We're
Oh
going
my
back to
God.
the World Cup. We have 2 World Cup now, and we are coming here to just support Falcons because we have, let's say, we are believe in this team. In all 8 games, we will win this World Cup. We will take it triples.
Hi, I'm here with another new subscriber. Love from UK, London. Oh, where do you live in UK? Hi. आपसे अच्छी नहीं है नहीं bro. She's so pretty. Oh my God. Oh my God, the fans are crazy.
We will take this cup,
I mean, you can feel the energy. You can hear it here for the Falcons. And of course, these guys are going to be rooting for them for the whole thing. Let's go, Falcons!
Let's go, Falcons!
Let's go, Falcons! Let's go, Fortnite!
I love LAN events. Like, audiences like that, crowds, teams cheering themselves on. It's so dang cool to see folks cheering on their favorite team and saying, no worries, we're going to win everything. And right now, I think Falcons fans are probably the most confident for good reason.
Coming to Paris, I thought the Green Suites would have their hands full with vitality in terms of crowd presence. But seeing Leviathan show up, seeing Gen G show up, Falcons show up, there's so much support from all the different regions that we have right now for the Warzone Resurgence series, and that's the part
Speak
that
something
I
in
love
Telugu,
for these
please.
guys.
Abhi, I
Because you
don't
can
know
look at the
Telugu,
stage,
सच बताऊं
you
तो.
can see the Falcons go back to back on Haven's Hollow.
आवाज भी
and Rebirth
बढ़िया है
Island.
उसकी भाई, आवाज
And,
बहुत
you know,
बढ़िया
maybe
थी.
Hisoka wants to stand up to
बैंगलोर
calm
की
everybody
बैंगलोर में
down,
कौन सी
but he
गेम की
doesn't
सीओडी
need to get
की
hyped because
वॉरजोन
he's
की
got his
करेंगे
fans
कल रात
behind
कल
him
वही
getting
तो
louder
होंगे
for
नहीं
him. I mean,
3 से
it's
5 तो
great
कुछ
to
3
see
से
the
6 तो कोई
presence
और
from
गेम
the
होंगे
community. It's great to see the fans show up.
I really like what the devs talked about. I think there was a lot of fantastic points, and I agree with all of them. The one that I could slightly disagree with, if I could be so bold, is the fact that, yes, everything's going to script, except for one team in particular in my mind. NIP, I know
Travel
they
rate of
hyped them up,
BGMI
but
team to
NIP
Paris
should not be doing as well as they are right now. They are crushing it.
I won't
if
say
everything
it.
was going
I
to
won't
script.
say
This is a
it.
big one.
And they
There's a
haven't even won
reason
a
I
map.
won't say
And
it.
that's the big thing.
I
You're
am
getting a
gonna-
lot of kills. You're
No.
getting into, you know, close
I don't know, I
placements
don't know,
towards
I
the
don't
top,
know.
but
मेरे
you
से मत
haven't
बुलवाओ,
gotten that
नीरव.
win under your belt. You're sitting in first with 64
नहीं.
points. Vision, AJ are having a fantastic
Something
game
आप मेरे को सिखाओ तो मैं
tournament right
पक्का
now in terms of
बोलूंगी.
kills. But if you can put that win below your belt alongside these kills, like that
मैं
is
बैंगलोर
gonna
से
be what
मुंबई
sets
आऊंगी
NIP
क्षितिज
apart.
मुंबई आऊंगी
You
नेक्स्ट
gotta
डे मेरी 3
remember,
तारीख को फ्लाइट है
NIP didn't make the final lobby at LAN.
यार
Either
पहले
Birmingham or
केजी
Atlanta.
इसका
This is not
मतलब
going to
बताओ मैं
script for
तभी
NIP.
बोलूंगी
They got 6th in EU finals,
मत
missing
बताओ
LAN. They got
बीजीएमआई
9th
टीम
in
को
EU
कुछ नहीं
finals,
बताऊंगी मैं
missing LAN on Birmingham.
बीजीएमआई
Like, they are crushing it right now, and they
ऐसे
have
12
the
के
firepower
HOK है
to
3
do it.
बजे ओके
Wars
we'll watch
moved
HOK
off
then
this roster to coach them because things weren't working. It's now working. They got to keep up the pace.
I got
I
it
got
पर
to
मैं
shoot some
कुछ नहीं
content with them
बोलूंगा
too, the other day, and it was like just trying to get
ना
any
ऐसा क्या
strategy
suspense
out of
है
them was
बस
impossible.
है
They were
रुक
so locked
जाओ
into the tournament. You could tell that their focus was just on performing, being there for their organization. They got to boot camp with NIP before coming to Paris as well out in
Any return
Sweden.
gift for
So
me?
the fact that
यार
they're getting love from their
ऐसा return
organization,
gift
they're
चाहिए
starting to
तो
piece the
रहने
whole
दो
puzzle
यार
together during champs. I mean, they're hitting strides at all the right times.
It's a big moment for them. Of course, we are still in group stages, and we're still day 1 of group stages. So hopefully this is the light at which they desperately needed
Let's
to
go, let's
hold a flame and wave in the air, and that
बोलो
will continue. But
Tinnawa,
very
Tinnawa.
easily, that light could be snuffed out quickly, even
Tinnawa.
if it is on day 2.
Well,
मैं
let's kind
बताऊं
of
क्या
shift our
पिटना है
attention
देखो
away
ओके
from,
गुड
you know,
नीरव
the success
थैंक
story
यू
of NIP. We saw the bounce back from G2 as well, but we had Gentlemates start off the day with a win, and now they're caught in a little bit of a stalemate on Rebirth Island between both NIP and Leviathan. And I think that that's something that we got to talk
Leviathan.
about, because the desk made that precedent of, okay, what's going on with Leviathan, because they were like top 4 coming out of Haven's Hollow. You go to Rebirth Island and you're just playing the regain over and over again. They were struggling in their drop towards Stronghold against Gentlemates and NIP holding them.
Well, good news for Gentlemates fans is that they are a strong Fortune's Keep team. Currently on our rankings, they're 3rd overall in just raw points. There's not as much data for Fortune's Keep, but they actually have a pretty strong position on Keep once we get there. Things don't go catastrophically. Papers in the air, everybody throw their strategies out the window and land on some of the top teams. So with that in mind, I think you just want another
Chess and PMWC तो मैं वहीं से देखूंगी.
Hopefully they maybe get a southern zone this time.
के टाइम पे मैं अच्छा ट्रैवल कर रही होंगी
or something like that. But either way you look at it, they're not in a bad position. No question about it.
And then for Leviathan, it's just hold Stronghold like as best as you can. I mean, it's one of the toughest positions to break from any team. So if you get a good zone pull, you're able to not get bullied away from your POI. Then that's where Leviathan can also battle against those 2 teams as well. Going into Game 2 of Rebirth Island.
Here we go.
See these drops.
Exact opposite story for Leviathan.
पक्का मैं vlog बनाऊंगी चाहे मैं travel कर भी रही हूँ चाहे नहीं कर रही हूँ मैं still vlog
Let's see how things change.
अब tension
Second map of Rebirth Island. A lot of things to talk about, but the first
okay,
one
match
is
started.
landing
अपन कहाँ पे 15 वापस से 15.
Trying to figure out if Stronghold's not the game plan. Let's get active.
And it's because the zone pull
ये
right
dog
away
अपना
does
I
not
think वो
leave
है.
Stronghold's side. They leave Gentlemates
Drop
alone.
point.
We don't want to deal with you. Let's just make sure that we get some good position and some early KP.
Here's NIP already getting some of those kills that they need. Put some points on the board early. They've been doing this every single game and finding decent multis. Looks like NI not going to go down without a fight. Quick look at the scores on the right-hand side. Continues to tell the story that we've been telling Gentlemates, Falcons, NIP, and JDG.
अपन 15 है कि 14 है इस बार 14 होने चाहिए technically देखा जाए तो.
Averaging over 14 kills a game right now through the first 3. JDG on a heater. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, they're technically with the 2nd highest in kills right now. And that's
अपन 15 है 15 है Leviathan.
And they were regaining all game Rebirth Island.
Leviathan
Leviathan are eliminated.
Leviathan first team out confirmed. Do not see them on the map. They change things up and they go deep into the blender. They're going to be on the second half of that leaderboard going into Fortune's Keep. They desperately need to turn the tides. But back to the action for fun. Another team.
Red Bull का event में मिले थे. Oh, hi Actus
They're trying to win out in control.
Vlog बनाओगी but BGMI team से दूर. ठीक है कोई problem नहीं. जब अकेले जाऊंगी तो BGMI team के साथ नहीं बनाऊंगी.
On their heels. Weren't expecting this aggressive of a push from 4-5.
Bagunav
win this
means
fight.
you're beautiful. Bagunav.
They're 100% correct.
It's exciting to see what's going on in control because you know Godlike
and
they had such a good game on Rebirth Island. Trick was firing away, so you look at Control Center to see who can battle against Godlike and what's going to go on down there as you kind of bounce around, see what's going on. There's actually been some movement over towards Stronghold and Gentlemates down there now playing against the team contesting them.
COD is a very fast-paced
game. Nemesis.
See that happening in the kill feed. Pause of Current for fun, still trying to win out of control. Vidot's actually on 4 up on the north side, the top side rather, of control. So doing a good job of picking up some freebies, but for fun feeling like they hunt one down and they're able to do just that. A 3v1 is quite easy for fun, but they desperately need some kills and they need a banger, not a good game, a banger, because they are way down at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Not a good game, but a
check-in,
banger.
though, at Factory.
Banger.
Let's see what F&C are doing. Only a couple kills to boot across the board and trying to figure out if they have control over Factory and can go hunting or need to play defensive and hold this POI. For now, nice and easy.
Predict's already on 4 kills as well, so that is big for VC. Down towards the bottom of Factory. And they're also a team that's going to look to give Fnatic a little bit of a tough time. You can see Predict is farming right now. 6 kills off the bat in Factory. He's going to move Fnatic elsewhere as they try to regain.
Oh man, that's a bummer. Look, we all have broken legs. Everything's fine, but 2 down means you need to desperately run for your lives. More action on screen here. Well, our team continues to hunt down JDG. JDG do slap back. Slappy on 5 currently. Get the heck off our boat here over the Factory side. Unfortunately, gets put in too much of a blender this time around. A little too cracked for his own good. FLS floating in the water, trying to keep his team up.
PUBG Mobile के matches कब से 8 से हैं. OG के 6 से हैं और Godlike 8 से हैं.
Has 7 kills playing through Factory.
He's on 17 for the group so far for his team. So big at a Predict. What a challenge. JDG FLS smoked. And it's not even going to be done. You can see that JDG are still trying to recover back towards the Factory because you went over and tried to take JDG out of the game. Gentlemates are going to humble you.
Well, I mean, good news, bad news for the Gentlemates. The anchor was out in Stronghold and gets obliterated. Living Quarters out of the zone as well. And so, yes, you hunt down a kill, but now Inkyo's last alive for your team, and you got to slow yourself back down. And look at the map. You got to still rotate through Living to even get to the zone. A fairly
हम 2-1 split में खेल रहे हैं, but ठीक है, इसका 2-1 close ही है, fast pace है, तो जा सकते हैं.
For the late part of this game.
There's about 25% of this map that's
cute to
maybe
love your
not
content
solid right now. You're either in the water or you
motivation
just can't play in it. So that is going to leave a lot of questions for this rotation in through factory and living quarters. As a lot of teams are coexisting towards the bottom of this hill. Moving into headquarters is going to be difficult. You can see that NIP are sitting there watching. And we look towards the north side. You see that AG Global again. Good map one on Rebirth. See if they can follow up with the good map 2 as well.
Yeah, I like that quick check-in there with AGAL. Knight on 5. Team's doing a great job of controlling Turbine. It's actually for fun leaving Turbine to go play Control at the very beginning of this map. Let AGL kind of breathe a little bit more on the map, and they seemingly have found a foothold.
Nate got it off finish the एक और को. Good, nice kills. We need some kills.
Having some momentum right now.
We need some kills.
Though. We haven't checked in with them in a while because they've been chilling. They go get really aggressive over at G2 and immediately get obliterated. Yes, Anchor and Chem, yes, Falcons will be fine, but even still, G2
ये वो T1 2-1 split में खेला जाता है. Just saying. Oh, ऐसा है क्या? Then that's
can
good.
they bounce back after a terrible map 1 and 2 on Haven's Hollow? Map
I'm from
1
North
of
East India.
Rebirth,
Please
the
shout out.
answer
Please shout
was
out.
yes.
1 minute.
Map 2 so
थोड़ी
far
देर पहले तो
they're
आप
putting
UK में
Falcons
रहते
in their
थे.
place, so it's good to see
अभी
that from
North East?
Anxiety. Still in the kill feed with Big Man 2.
Meet SMR and Simran if you come Bangalore. मैं उनके साथ ही रहूँगी. उनके साथ ही
in
रहूँगी
on the
मैं.
second circle, just a minute 13 to work up the hill towards headquarters for a lot of these squads.
And again, NIP getting headquarters for free gives them so much flexibility on this map where their fraggers can go get kills, whether they're playing defensive and teams try to chow them after they've established their foothold,
अपनी fight हो
or if
रही
they're
है.
just picking up freebies up at the top of the tower. Either way you look at it, NIP, a great spot here in Rebirth Island. I'm not sure they're going to have things like this for free in the next later stages, but for now, take it while you got it. As we swing back over to the fight at Control Center, like trying
nice
to
one.
finally get some action and cause some chaos rather than wait for everybody to come to them. Does look like they've got a decent position here on the second floor of Control. A couple teams underneath and on top.
Yeah, because they gave up docks, Gentlemates have kind of had the free rotation into the circle to take control.
They're
of the
going
boat,
back to
so
docks.
That's going to be difficult for Godlike to retake it.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to remember, Gentlemates had to regain somewhere.
They're
and it
going
felt
back
like the
to
boat was
docks.
mostly free. Usually to the water we go. Flank sends one back up into the skies. That's 3 for
अरे
him.
भाई,
For
आप
fun.
ऐसे
Doing a
कैसे आ
great
रहे
job
हो?
of still battling in the blender that is Control Center as they continue to find a foothold.
Now everybody's going to be moving over towards the docks. This is where, for fun, if you really wanted to, can third party a couple of these teams. It's about
They're
to
taking
get pretty
control
messy
docks
down
का
there.
again, but वो पानी
Kind
में
of.
है.
Sometimes it's
Stick
tough
knock
to
हुआ,
leave
finish
Control
हुआ.
Center though, because this is such a power
Docks का
position in the
control
current
है.
zone. If you leave to go get kills, great, but you have to be able to come back and retake it. It's a risky play, and it looks like For Fun gonna try to stick into control
But Docks
while
का
the fight
control
happening
लेने
at
की
both continues
ज़रूरत.
on. You
But
take a
फिर
look
open
at the
zone हो
Falcons.
जाएगा.
They are gonna have to rotate. It's actually JDG who's got FLS
Oh,
out
उसने
here.
whiff कर दिया.
Does get traded out, but got the full regardless. His team's safe over at Turbine. They're chilling,
चाबी थी तो
pushing out
दिल पे.
AJAL. So everything's fine for JDG.
Currently,
They
I
are
stay in
very
UK. I will be
comfortable
back
right now in Group
soon.
B.
Oh, I
They
see.
continue to put point after point on the leaderboard.
I'm just going to say, this is the first time so far we've seen in this block Falcons getting farmed on a map. They haven't been able to leave Chemical Engineering. A lot of these teams are doing a good job at keeping them on a leash. Looking back towards Fnatic, though, they're sitting in the harbor.
Clonted ना तो उधर ही अभी
They're
Clonted
being
stream कर रहा है
contested
और
right
like
now
कुछ
against
ऐसा.
the Vicious.
The winners of LATAM North need to make some bigger waves here in Group B if they want to continue to try to advance in this tournament. So far, fairly sleepy. Volcom wins one, though, sending Solds back to the skies. Our resurgence timer is about to close. That player will come back on timer, but everybody else will not in about 60 seconds. Oh no, Gentlemates go down. In the meantime, a big fight outside of the map, out in the water. The Gentlemates
भाई क्या चल रहा है?
Gentlemates fans, that's 14.
It looks like a lot of teams
nice
are looking to
one.
regain their way through. Gentlemates get eliminated, like you said, but inside the water, a lot of people just trying to look to get into
I think-
Turbine, and that's going to
Right.
create a little bit of friction on this rotation. You start to see now Falcons moving away from Chemical Engineering. NIP have left the headquarters. You see Fnatic working up the hill into the prison, and who's waiting at the prison? It's Orchid.
सीधे बैठ जाओ यार, नहीं यार. Paris, okay, Nirav, done. पढ़ ले आपको.
And they've done a great job just holding the line while For Fun try to hold out in boat, but no, they go down in 12. What could have been a solid game
तो
for them
1v2 कर
turns
दिया.
into another disaster. As the Aussies strike while the iron's hot and now get swung on by Godlike. So Levi goes running for the hills.
Falcons just down to 1. It's going to be a floater back on in. G2 holding Industries. We move closer yet again. Turbine safe. The end of Prison is safe. Industries is safe. And the bottom of the dam is where a lot of people are probably going to look to regain.
Quick look at the map. The best two teams by far in terms of positions is going to be G2 and Industries. And it's going to be AGAL and Turbine. They've been there since the beginning. As Swizzen was another one over the top. He's on 8. Make it 9 with Sariel's help. This Orchid team has been asked to step up and make a play. So far, so good, making it into the multiplier. But can you do a bit more?
Swizzen on 26 kills for the group. Carrying Orchid at the moment. Dongy goes down, and it's again Falcons still just trying to find anywhere to live. Again, are going to have to drop back into the map. They're going to land chemical engineering, try to work their way back in the kill feed. It's AG Global scumming against NIP, sitting inside of Prison.
This is an important fight as AGAL
बंदा knock हुआ है यार.
roll through Turbine with
Godel alive or not? Yes, it's alive. मैं kill feed भी देख रही हूँ, map भी देख रही हूँ.
Creep up to second floor and make a play. The Falcons, where can you regain? Maybe you glance at Kim. It's out of zone, so you have to swing into the bottom side of Industries. Who's here? It's actually JDG. Melvin gets caught by surprise and then actually swings and wins his ones. It's going to be Noobs down as the solo, and they get obliterated. The Falcons finally will not get a top 5 position.
Thank God. But nahi yaar.
Kill JDG, reap the rewards. They have Industries, but the zone goes straight to Turbine. AGAL, the Prophets, pull the zone. Have
Bangalore नहीं आ रहे.
in this position since the very beginning of the game. Will it finally be time to say?
Like कर दो guys. Whoever is new to the stream, जिसने अभी तक नहीं like किया, like करके जाना, ठीक है?
Orchid are going huge in trades against Fnatic. Swizzen cannot falter. He will not fall.
God मत हो. Oh God, need God भी गया, trick भी गया.
That's going to be full clearance of Turbine. You're worrying about Nemesis. NIP still have a latent hold, and Fnatic are working through Prison. But at the moment, AG Global have the best position in the circle, and everybody's got to come to them.
They've got to have like 12, 13 kills at least playing inside a Turbine. Unbelievable job thus far, and everybody has to go to them.
9th पे finish हो गई
God. The
only
3 trios left is going to be Nemesis. You still got AG Global all 3 up, G2 all 3 up, JDG all 3 up, and well, I was going to say the Vicious, but they actually lose in transition. That's going to be VC contesting.
Looking for top 5 though. John's 12 kills. The Vicious having a banger map. But deeply in trouble inside the gas, trying to slowly sneak their way in. They actually get a buy, so they're going to float back into the map and figure out if they can hold on for dear life. They got to get top 5.
NIP get a God pull, and they're looking for 5th position still. Showstopper and Vision, if they can come back, that would be a godlike play for the team in first.
Bradke is going huge right now. 12 kills is nuts, but they desperately need top 5. He's actually going to die to gas. Teammates potentially still alive. We swing over though as King AJ, last alive for his team, still with the zone pull, is picking up a couple of these players in transition and will get the buyback. This is what you asked for, Seymour. Somehow NIP have held on for dear life and made it to top 5.
And somehow AG Global are now in the worst spot of this entire circle. You get the buyback too, and Vision's gonna join AJ. Things have turned around for NIP.
Unfortunately for the Vicious fans, they do not get top 5. They do not get their all too elusive 1.4x multi. The big question now is G2 falls, is who will win this map. JDG might be the most consistent team in the lobby thus far as they yet again get to a top 5 position and a chance to win a map. But Swizzen has a solo on 12 this map, nearly 6k damage. Can he pull off a miracle against the JDG roster who are in complete control right now?
3v2, v1v1. It is going to be JDG against the world, and Melvin, he is sweeping them under the rug. 3v1v1.
Again, NIP.
Melvin
great zone pulls. He's back to Prison. Vision on height. Nice trigger discipline. No need to shoot there. I'm sure they saw him. Nothing to do for now. They're going to go low side. He will take high side. Scummins on double digits himself. And to be honest, this is all you needed from AG Global. If they can get anything else, fantastic. It's cherry on top, but they had a banger map, and they were already in a decent position.
Look at the health on JDG. That's not good. Vision still is able to sit, and it's going to be a pull towards the top. JDG have positioning over both of these players.
Yeah, with stems, I mean, that was the right play. They go in, lose a bit of health, stem up, plate back up, but they made the early rotation. So a great play from JDG on the low side.
They're going for height.
I mean, they have player advantage. They can basically do whatever they want. The only thing they can't do, well, it does look like actually they do have some more stems. So yeah, they could play for a heal off if they really wanted to, but they want these kills.
I think they don't know his position.
On a heater, and there's another freebie on top. Sorry, Visions, you go down. Still a top 5 there for NIP. Great job from him. Where's the final player? And we hunt out the rat.
But I'm convinced that you could drop a nuke on JDG.
Oh my god, 3 बंदे चढ़ रहे यार बेचारे पे.
A win in map 4 is gonna shoot them up the leaderboard. What a way to stay alive.
Game देखिए खेलने का वाला डॉगी जब तक क्यूट लग रही है
into the prison.
लग रही थी रेबल के व्लॉग में.
Everybody intact all the way through. Seeing it done.
Yeah, shoot them up the leaderboard. They were already top 5. They're gonna be at the top. I mean, that's a win with a ton of kills. And again, I'll tip I had AGAL all the day. They had, unfortunately, all the best pulls until the final pulls of the zone. Once they get pulled out of Turbine, they have to fight uphill into prison, and there's a full team of 3 JDG playing from Industries holding them, then able to get to prison for free with a great rotation early. JDG, it just felt inevitable that they would eventually get a win, especially with Falcons off the map. A bit more free for them. They've been playing near flawlessly throughout the course of Group B.
This is incredible. I mean, they're 5 kills ahead of the second place in terms of kills, but 13 points ahead of the second place team.
They're one of the most consistent teams here. There's no question about it. Here's a look back on the final moments. They were the only team with a full team of 3, and so this was an inevitable win for them. Scummin put up a nice fight here. Nice little play over the top. Almost trades one out on Slappy. Let's listen in.
Good throw. Light work. Fuck where the sound is, bro.
Hi Dobby, hi Nikki.
Nice work. It was clinical. JDG all too comfortable here in the group stages.
And I gotta say, I mean, this is a team that going into EWC, we knew that they're consistent in just staying alive, getting to those end circles. If they can start kind of putting together the puzzle pieces of kills to go alongside it, that's where JDG levels up. And talk about a performance in Group B, a performance on day 1. Melvin's got 27 kills, Slappy's sitting on 21 kills, and FLS 19. So everybody's pulling their weight.
To add emphasis to the dominance of JDG, Rebirth Island traditionally has been their weakest map, actually by a country mile. On the other maps, on Rebirth Island, Fortune's Keep, they've been a very strong team. Rebirth Island, they've been fairly weak. Now, of recent, they've been getting into final form, but still, to see them this consistent across the board in a group that's still fairly strong. Really impressive stuff from JDG. But again, I know our AG Global fans are going crazy for a banger map like that. The big question mark in my mind, how many kills did the whole team pick up? I saw FutureKill's name in the kill feed at least 5 or 6 times. It's going to have double digits as well. Folks, we got some content, we got some interviews, we got a ton of stuff to take a look at before we get into Fortune's Keep. 2 more maps today.
2 map और
Playing, you're not yet. EWC Play is your all-in-one platform to compete in fantasy, pick'em, and quests for a grand total of $300,000 in prize pool. Build your dream fantasy team in 5 different games and track your score with live results tables. Predict the winner of every game, every group stage, and every tournament. Complete daily and weekly challenges to earn boosters that help you climb the global leaderboard. Got what it takes? Join EWC Play now.
I'm good. How are you? Arey Megatron, oh my god, कैसे हो? How are you in my stream today? Ginger is not doing the stream or what? Like what's happening? Since I was a chick, I'm a legend.
JD Gaming, our winners of match number 4. I kind of feel like this is a bit of a sleeper team. We've been talking about the Falcons, we've been talking about Gentlemates, but JD Gaming have just come out of nowhere to reach that top enigma.
Yeah, they certainly have. They're led by a fantastic leader.
कल कितने बजे जा रहे हो आप बैंगलोर भाई मेरी
They're called FLS. He's a Swede. He comes in. He's known as a bit of a brutal player. He's very critical of his teammates and will chop them if they don't perform. So stepping out here, delivering full, he's making those comms, putting them in the right positions, and the boys are flying. So yeah, lovely to see them up there towards the top of the board. We all knew they could do it. It was whether they would do it, and they certainly are.
I mean, sometimes, you know, it comes down to the pressure of a LAN event, but it seems like they have just brushed that off their shoulders. Now, I want to move your attention maybe more to the middle of that leaderboard. And I was talking about G2 at the start and saying that, you know, these may be the underdogs and underdogs of Falcons, but it looks like they're not really being cohesive as a team. Do you have like any input or insight as to why they're probably not performing as, you know, best as Falcons?
We've talked about them for a long time as a squad that is fantastic online. Less impressive when we get to LAN. Now, they did perform in Atlanta for the first time, and we were talking about them as, okay, this is the moment where they've stepped over that hurdle. Now it's about going to the very top of the podium. And unfortunately, it feels like some of those jitters are returning. We will give them time yet, but they have to start to figure things out. The questions don't just come from us, they'll come from inside the team too.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of draws me back to, I think, to match number 2. They were able to sort of control that west side, but then I think it was Leviathan that actually just pushed them out immediately. There was no kind of contention there, and then I found that Big Man had to deploy himself like, I think it was in Mansion. Then he was able to flank a team, take down that 1v3, and finally finish in that 3rd place. And this is the kind of thing that you want to see from them, but more as that squad and more as that cohesive team. And I mean, hopefully they can bring sort of something like that back. But like I said, yeah, the kind of the vibes sometimes hit a little bit different at a LAN.
They most certainly do. I mean, you've heard the crowd in here. You feel the lights. You can see the lights as we tan underneath them. They are, of course, feeling that pressure. They understand what it's like to step out on these stages. And when things don't start going well, it's easy to feel the pressure even more. Again, got time, but you have to start to step up and deliver. Anxiety, we know what he can do. We know the ceiling he has. It's the other two. Can they reach that same level? If so, they will fill that Dark Horse title.
Yeah, I absolutely feel if they can get that together, they can definitely succeed. And AGAL as well is something that I've been watching a close eye on too. In the earlier matches, they weren't sort of doing too much, and when they would take a contest against another team, they would fall flat. But now, I think they're sitting at about 3rd place.
Yeah, they're a very hot and cold team. They have the capability to take over lobbies. They also have the capability, unfortunately, to watch themselves get cut off a little bit at the knees. They've got to get off to them hot starts. And they're a very vibey team as well. They're feeling good. They're looking good. And obviously, we want them to do incredibly well today with Fifth on that roster. A lot of us got a lot of love for him. This might be his send-off moment. Hopefully not, but if they are going to do something today, that would be a great way to send him off.
Well, speaking of vibes, I know 2 casters that have the vibes. Seymour, Goge, let's take it into our next match.
Thank you so much, Lace and Enigma. That was a great little segment there, and I gotta say, I love the tip of the cap to AGAL. They had 27 kills that map. 27! Are you hearing me? Yes, this is the same FIFA kill, the same scummin'. These are the same guys that popped off a long time ago. We haven't seen them pop takeover like they are right now in so long. This is a different team. They're Lanimals, and it's paying off.
Punk still got it.
That's crazy.
That's all I can say right now. This is great from AG Global. And it's not even just that. It's like that's back-to-back Rebirth Islands where they get top placements, top 3, top 5 placements out of this squad. So getting into Fortune's Keep, this is a turnaround for AG Global to see if they can keep things up now that they're in 2nd place.
I mean, it's a big key factor. Fortune's Keep is a fairly new map, although a return to form for those that know the lore, but it's a new map in terms of current competitive space, and therefore it's a little bit untested for some of these teams to prove that they are a team that can keep up the pace, like JDG, like AGAL, on a map like Fortune's Keep. Things could totally flip on their head. Falcons are still top 5 right now, and I know it's crazy to say this, and I'm not wishing an ill omen on them. I expect them to win this entire competition. There is a chance they could drop out of the top 5 here on Fortune's Keep, depending on where people drop. This is going to be the most important part of our group stages, at least today, in preparation for tomorrow. Where are people landing on Fortune's Keep? It may play a little defensive, it may play a little slow, but if the Falcons are alone, they may not find themselves with a ton of points.
Yeah, Falcons 2nd place game 1, 1st place game 2 and 3, and a 10th place finish in game 4. So no surprise that they're going to drop down a little bit. What do we get here, Coach? Where are we looking at for the drops?
A couple really important notes on this map while JDG is getting Mitzi is Falcons go up to Keep. They are not playing in town like usual, which means town is wide open, which means Gentlemates have the most real estate to work with by a country mile. NIP again
Value तो मैंने पता नहीं यार 15 दिन हो गए मेगा खेले
two big moments as oh no. Godlike is already wiped. Hot contest, they're gone. A couple teams uncontested. The Falcons trying to put some other folks in a blender.
यार मैं अभी तो आई हूँ यार, अभी तो आई हूँ. Godlike कैसे wipe हो गई यार?
Play for some good positioning, shake things up. And we are going to be in for a good day
क्या
of
हुआ
Warzone.
क्या हुआ?
Falcons up to the keep, like you said, leaving town open for the Gentlemates. We're looking at JDG, though, all the way down towards the pier. And
they're hunting, man.
They're hunting. And Luka's just around the corner for
मैं
them.
नहीं कर दिया watch party, मैं ही बनाती हूँ, मेरे को लग रहा है.
Two teams that have been having, you know, a good day for NIP, a hot and cold day for Leviathan. So JDG, they might be happy to hunt.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Slappy hunting, and he took down 2 of them. Almost could have
यार
played a
top 13 में
1v3
लेके आ जाओ यार, please top
push
13 में
Leviathan
लेके आ
out,
जाओ.
swing over to another fight. KGV been in a blender today, and unfortunately
Trick
doesn't look
Nate
like
God
they're getting out of it.
and
Fnatic
तीसरे का नाम मैं
causing that
pronounce नहीं
blender
कर
for
पाती है.
now. So it looks like Gooey's gonna try to actually does land the molly and the wall bang. Gonna show up for 1. Can he show up for 2? Yes, he can. A nice reach out there to pick up 2 right in their faces and say, come again another time, my friends. Gooey, a 2-piece.
और कितने मैच बचे हैं आज के? इसके बाद लास्ट मैच होगा.
Very centralized circle on Fortune's Keep. Amir shut down by Gooey. 3 kills for Gooey. Already down a trio. And lots of Fortune's Keep to have for our first drop in right away. So what are we going to be seeing for a lot of rotations? It looks like Falcons have actually pushed everybody outside of the Keep. So that's going to force the rotation down through mid, out towards the terraces, and creates a lot of traffic for teams that are going to now rotate through the middle of this map. And I think that's going to create some issues for teams that wanted to try.
Guys, like कर दो whoever is. I think last one match है. एक मैच और बचा, उसके बाद कल होगा. आपने खेली है Warzone? हाँ, मैंने खेली है
So
Warzone.
far, a sleepy cove. Gonna be hanging out. Not much going on.
मैंने Black Ops
Waiting
भी
for
खेला
somebody to
है.
make a move.
Black Ops
Where
6
is
भी खेला
everybody?
है.
We swing over to Gamax. They found some people in their sights. Looking for 1. A nice trade over the cross. Nice hold for the teammate to stay alive. So back to BC we go as the Vicious had a banger last map, but they need a lot more. And unfortunately, they're fighting just outside to keep at bay against G2. So they're going to try to regain in the water just like Rebirth Island. And I think G2 saw him hit the water, and they're going to at least send their anchor back to take a look, while the other 2 go pushing up and play a little bit more aggressive around Keep. They're going to find the Falcons alone in Keep, pushing everybody out, like you said, Seymour. You can actually see just off the distance, barely on the edge of the minimap, that's AGAL. This is where they drop up at terraces. They've been hanging out there since the beginning, waiting on the new zones, and just finding any kills that come their way.
As AGAL and Orchid, that's a fun one. But we got 4 fun.
भाई 3 टीम से
We're gonna be catching a
2
couple
बंदे
players
एक
out.
बंदे
They
को मार
actually
रहे यार.
caught Juju.
छोड़ दो उनको.
And here we go for the circle closing in once more. Circle 2
आप
is
मत
gonna
पूरा
be
बनाती हूँ, मेरे को भी अब ऐसे ही लगता है, मैं ही बनाती हूँ, मेरे को लग रहा है.
down towards Smuggler's Cove. That's gonna force town rotations out from both Gentlemates and Nemesis.
Hashtag 13 में थी Godlike last match, last तक top 13 रहे तो अच्छा है. हाँ, अभी कल भी 6 मैचेस हैं. Don't worry guys, कल भी 6 मैचेस हैं अपने पास.
They desperately need them
Good
still.
night you. Hi Dobby, namaste, hi
on the
Dixit.
leaderboard as they try to hunt down any last remnants around them, 1 below, a couple teams in the area. But for now, shooting at distance while we wait on some of these rotations for some of the other teams. Gamax, also a team, been in the blender, still looking for a lot more. We swing over and see that for fun, near bottom of the leaderboard, is causing some of that chaos we saw in IN. Now, as we swing back over towards the Keep area, you can see that AGAL have sent Scummin out to go try to find something. They're safe in terraces. They're actually leaving 2 back in terraces, and they've been getting pestered by the roster nearby. Swizz and Orchid right next to them, and Scummin's actually able to strike for 1. So with the Thorn in the side plucked, they've got to figure out, where is Orchid holding? Is their anchor inside a spiral? Yes. Can we make a play for that? But back to JDG.
Yeah, back to JDG, who just continue to farm Leviathan. You can see that things don't get any better for Lev. And it's just going to try to regain once more. I'm looking at the space around the map and seeing what's going on. I think that AGAL has started to figure out exactly where Orchid want to play. And the question, do you want to push Spiral? It was a yes. They pushed Orchid out of Spiral and flipped the map.
Yeah, really well done there from AGAL to sniff him out inside a spiral, push out 5K, and go try to find the others. The rest have regained, but they're up in the skies and don't have their home. So Orchid trying to find some footing while Scummin continues to try to throw them overboard. 1 in the window, though, did not notice some Scummin. A little bit frustrated about that one, but AGAL still very comfortable unless they get ratted on from one down below. Do they know he's here?
16 groups है, 2 ग्रुप में बताया गया है टॉप 5 डायरेक्ट. हाँ, थैंक यू सो मच तपेश, थैंक यू लिखने के लिए यार. Megatron, can you COD? Can you see what's happening in COD? What's about the rules and
AGL, nice trade there from Knight, but he is last alive. There's one floating in the skies. Overall, this has been a trading of both between two deadly teams on our leaderboard right now. For Fun actually top fragging in the chaos that is around the keep area and other ones.
That's exactly what you pick up Knight for at EWC. Just a guy who's not afraid to take a risk, take that height and get active. Cleans up some kills against Orchid, keeping AG Global in, and we get to see where Circle 3 is going to close in. And it's actually going to be further down towards the southeast. Lighthouse still safe. The edge of Gatehouse, Grotto, a lot of teams still moving over. Gentlemates, they can't catch a break on this rotation. Circle is not pulling towards them, neither with the Falcons or AG Global.
There are 6 more matches tomorrow also. Group B के and Group B के. And कल पता चलेगा कि कौन सी 5 टीमें, मतलब हर ग्रुप की कौन सी 5 टीमें होंगी जो ग्रैंड फाइनल देंगे और कौन सी
Don't worry, Gentlemates fans. Your team is still alive.
And finals
They're in Grotto. They've been
same as
slowly
Free Fire
crawling
में
their
that
way
like
from town
you'll get
over to these
150
new
का points
zones.
and 150 points touch करने
Not
के
much
बाद
to
जो
write home
team
about from them
पहले
thus far because there was
win
nobody
करती
in
है,
town,
they'll
so they
be
haven't found much
ऐसा
action.
है.
Here's a look at them. Down in Grotto, they're
तो
finally
अभी
in an
EWC में
engagement,
COD
playing kind of
नहीं
low
नहीं
side
नहीं
here,
नहीं
working
आपकी
their
स्ट्रीम
way
में
into the new
नोटिफिकेशन नहीं
zone.
आती है
He was
डॉबी
actually
क्या
on
ही
5
करेंगे
kills, so he got a bit more than maybe we were expecting as JDG does put Leviathan back into the blender off screen. The big question mark is where do the Falcons go out of Keep? They're going to have to go to For Fun and Spiral. They're going to have to go through G2, who is holding them out on the wall, but for now, Gentlemates got a wall of their own to work through.
Gentlemates को
Stone
मरना
wall and the crevices that Fortune Keep
चाहिए.
offers sometimes offers safety
नीचे है
down
हमसे
below,
अभी.
but oftentimes
यहाँ
it's
हमसे
like
ऊपर
shooting
है,
fish
देखा
in a
नहीं.
barrel over here at Grotto, and Hollow, unfortunately, is the fish.
Unfortunately, not going to be able to stay alive. Gentlemates still recovering on the rotation. Falcons outside of Keep into the circle. They've moved their way past the walls, and it looks like they're going for Winery. NIP have been set up in Winery. They get pushed by G2, and that has actually created a moment where Falcons can try to take over the Winery themselves.
Yeah, a good shout. The big question was where were they going to go? They went straight through G2 and sent Scythe to try to regain his team somewhere, which is going to be low side of Winery. So you're right. Here's the big fight. NIP, Falcons,
he saw him,
two
he
top
saw
5 teams
He saw him.
battling for position in Winery. This is where NIP started. They were completely uncontested here. They've been holding for a while, but now getting hunted by Dongi is a scary place to be. Showstopper has high ground, unfortunately gets punished for it. Couldn't drop down fast enough, and Dongi shoots 2 straight. Cleaned up, no question about it. NIP in trouble finally could be the first time they go down without a multiplier if they fall here in 11.
Yeah, which would be devastating considering the pull that they had. Fortunately enough for Winery, there's a lot of escape that you can have, and it looks like NIP are just going to get the heck out of there.
मेरे को gut feeling आ रही है MIP अब जीत रही है ये
even more into no man's land around Winery outside of Lighthouse is going to again force the rotation out of players from the west side.
Godlike अभी top 13 में चल रही है, 13th में चल रही है, but अभी 6 matches और है और आज का 1 match और है.
For Fun Esports that will be trying to gatekeep you.
For Fun gatekeeping north, you're right. And the Winery fight will continue as it is still technically in zone. NIP stay alive, but here comes AGAL. They have to go through
Nobody wants
Fun
to
or
go
swing
in the
around
zone.
far west, and that's what they're going to do first.
Everybody wants kills.
Find Gooey. Get him weak.
MIP हाँ एमिट अच्छी वो अच्छी टीम है, but अभी I think वो हमसे नीचे चल रही है तो.
And no team's in a comfortable position. There's not enough cover here, or at least not comfortable cover with teams fighting each other all on edge of zone. AGAL, if they can survive the PA, which they certainly do, they can rotate in mostly for free.
जो रेड को हंट कर रहे हैं भाई, वो वर्ल्ड चैंपियन टीम है दीक्षित. They are the world champions. The team Falcons are the world champions.
You've just had their number all day long. You just had a 27 kill game. If you can cut them down here and move into the circle, this is going to be major value for AGAL.
Let's listen in with AGAL. They're banging one out. Let's see it.
Anything, I'm in. They jump down. They jump down. Cole's running at us. Cole's running at us. Look at me. Get inside. Get inside.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm throwing him in on me. They're backside. Close the door. Wait, we get shot from across. I'm down. Fuck. Can you smoke and res? No. Dead. Just chill. They're on the roof of the building next to you. They're pushing front door right now. Okay. Front door a little weak. Got a plate. You're good. Just chill. He's still on your front door. We can drop down if you want. Jump down where? There's kids down there. Jump down, you're dead. I think they're coming up. Chalice. 3. Nice, good dog. Nice,
one more.
Nice, good shot. You top 5, okay?
Good check.
You're good right now, you're good right now. Go down. Give money. Oh, unlucky. Yeah, there's a around there. That's okay.
Oh, it was a great chow. Unfortunately, there was too much.
NTGL भाई क्या कॉम्स है?
Too many teams swarming around them.
नहीं अभी तक नहीं आया
Get top 10. In the meantime, we do see AGL go down. We also saw the
Yes,
Falcons go down
yes,
with
you're
only
right.
the 1.2x multi. They did pick up 10th place overall.
Combined
and I don't
watch
think they had
party,
a
yes.
ton of kills. As dominant as they were at the very beginning, they're starting to fall behind on this leaderboard.
Still some paths, bottom winery, still some positioning, bottom caves through the grotto. You can see that's being held by Gentlemage trying to gatekeep Leviathan, and that actually blows up in their face with some beautiful shots from Criminal God. Right now, best team in the circle is going to be JDG looking to go back-to-back.
JDG could go back-to-back to Ultimate 3, and unfortunately, Gentlemates get cut down. For Fun get cut down, missing their top 5 that they desperately needed. Again, it is NIP and JDG, and Vision's got to pick a target. Finally gets FLS, but can he get the help as Melvin just clears a full squad off screen? Top 5 for both of the top 2 teams today, and they're going to maintain a position at the top of the leaderboard as Leviathan goes down.
This could be NIP's moment. They've been waiting for a win all day long. They've been at the top, they've been slammed. Can they close? They got G2 and JDG, that's it.
Couldn't get the reses either. So
भाई
FLS
क्या
is just
चल रहा है?
battling
ये
for his
तो
life to get
ये
this
और
on, and does
Falcons
get
ने
caught up in
सरदर्द कर
transition.
दिया
It's gonna
पूरी
be a
लॉबी
solo
का.
for JDG if they have enough stems. In the meantime, what's the main fight? There really isn't one. If these guys can sneak their way in and replay back up, maybe. But NIP completely have them pegged on the backside of Lighthouse here, working their way into a winery on the south side. Immediately, Melvin down. The only player left is a solo for G2, and one solo still alive for JDG. This is an NIP win, unless it's the most generational throw of all time.
FLS is going to be
Generational throw for all time. Oh my god.
He's into the circle. This would be magical.
Generational throw तो नहीं होगा.
NIP looking for their first win of the day.
अच्छा NIP का पहला है last.
FLS is him, but
को लगा last game.
I don't know if he could pull off a 1v3 against an NIP that's moving this different right now. They pick him up, they've got the intel, they've got the zone. Just a question of when, not what. Taking the high ground position, could he at least trade one? No sir.
Shot,
NIP consistent all day today, but finally get their first win in map 5 of Group B. Woo, these guys are moving different.
And this is what could really cut down the difference between top 3 and outside of that right now for NIP. They looked for that win, they got it, they got the placement, they got the kills, and they're looking to skyrocket their stocks into the last map of the day. Big win for the boys, big win for the program. And a moment that these guys, they don't want to let go of.
And this is a roster that had a lot.
Last map of the day, let's go.
On day 1 of group stages. Quick look back at the finals here. Really nothing to write home about. Anxiety tried to at least play spoiler to 1. Could have made things a little bit more feasible. Let's listen in.
Jump up. Jump up to the Smith. He's on the top. Good shot. Nice play. This is what I'm fucking talking about.
Hopefully अच्छा जाए.
And I've been saying, it's been kind of anticlimactic finals for a lot of these end circles, but you really just gotta love these teams playing ahead for their positioning and not giving up these moments in the end game circles.
Last time देख के मैं भी सोने जाऊंगा कल ऑफिस है मैं भी.
They finish at Winery. They had a little bit of a fight against both the Falcons and G2, but they come up on top, and that is huge for these guys.
Good news, bad news here if you're the Falcons fans, okay? You've got a team that you know can win games. You've got a team that's probably still in contest of around a top 5 position to go straight to the finals, pending how tomorrow goes. That's maybe kind of good news, bad news in one form or fashion. The other good news, bad news for them is that the same teams are winning over and over again. The same teams are doing well, which means you're really not being contested behind you on the leaderboard. I mean, Gentlemates are kind of sniffing at your backside, chomping at your heels a little bit. Other than that, though, I know the Falcons didn't have a great game, but they're still going to be probably top 5 or very close, even though that's another, barely top 10 finish and hardly a kill. Crazy. Got a lot to look at here before we move into the final map of the day, folks. Don't go anywhere. It's about to be crazy on the last day.
आप दिन में करते थे क्या डॉबी वॉच पार्टी? आप दिन में मतलब यार उनके टाइम जोन के हिसाब से करूंगी ना मैं वॉच पार्टी तो। ये 4 था 6 मैच है टोटल। अरे टोटल 12 मैचेस है, आज 6 मैचेस है और ये 5th मैच था। इसके बाद लास्ट मैच बचा है अभी। अभी टी टाइम ब्रेक है क्या? नहीं नहीं नहीं, अभी 5 मिनट में आ जाएगा, 2 मिनट में। यार मैं सोच रही हूँ तो जाऊँ इसके बाद फटफट। वो तनाया को बोलती हूँ रेड बुल लेके आना यार, मेरी तो नींद उड़ने वाली है आज रात भर। हेलो बेबी गर्ल, रेड बुल लेके आना जब तू आएगी, याद से। अभी रख ले बैग में, अभी याद। अच्छा तो तू अभी उधर से बाहर से ही सीधा घर आएगी क्या? हाँ अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ 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 ठीक है। नमस्ते फॉर 2 ज्वेल्स। अरे थैंक यू गाइस नमस्ते वमस्ते करने के लिए। तो उसको टेक्स्ट डाल देती हूँ, रेड बुल लाना याद से। 2 रेड बुल मंगा ली भाई, 2 की जरूरत पड़ जाएगी मेरे को। अभी सोने जाओ लास्ट में आपके बाद, कल आपको जल्दी यार अगर मैं अभी सो गई तो मेरे को लग रहा है मैं या तो मैं पावर नैप ले सकती हूँ, पता है ऐसे सो जाऊंगी गाइस और फिर थोड़े हाँ वो बूट कैम्प में है, अभी काम चल रहा है ना बहुत ज्यादा यार यहाँ पे संभालने के लिए तना है ना बस अभी। वाह थैंक यू पानी पूरी वगैरह भेजने के लिए क्षितिज। यार मैं तो कह रही हूँ सो जाऊंगी, पावर नैप ले लूंगी 12:30 से 1:30, 1:30 से 2:30, 2:30 से 3:30, 3:30 से 4:30, 4.5 घंटे की पावर नैप इज इनफ यार।
Takeover moments. AGAL look pretty solid, but they're really not making as much noise from the uniform as you would expect. This is the dance of their people.
I'm enjoying this quite a lot. We're waiting for an upset. We're waiting for a massive event, a cataclysmic shift here in the world of Warzone. But it hasn't happened yet. And the real reason why that hasn't happened, a player by the name of Hisoka, talking to his dad.
Right, you are, gentlemen. What an awesome time we're having out here at the Esports World Cup. The Gadia City grid is lighting up, and we've got plenty of people here to see loved ones, friends, family, and I'm joined by Soka's dad. Of course, who else's dad is going to be? Tank by name, Tank by nature. Tank, what's the experience been like since you landed here in France? Because I've been told by Soka earlier today that you got your passports literally just for this trip.
Absolutely. So, first time out of the country. Always just flying around in the nation. We're from Shoreview, California. First time out of the country, here in Paris, France. Here to support our son, man. It's a blessing that we're here. It's a blessing that he's here. It's a blessing that the Falcons put him on this trip to do this and do our best and just show the gamers out here the support that we are here for his family.
I mean, speaking of support, like I'm a dad, we have plenty of talent who are working at this event, who are also fathers. Tell us what it's like to actually be here in an environment like this, seeing your kid thrive on a stage and, you know, arguably be the best player in a game and in an event like this. What's it like as the dad?
It's surreal because coming from our background as Polynesians, we don't play games for a living. We like to play football, play rugby, you know, do something physical, but this is a different avenue to show our people back home that we can do this. We can hang with all these
Let's go. Lead attendance हाई चीकू पगलुआ बहुत है IRL करना ओके यार उधर का नेटवर्क और मोबाइल डाटा वो देखूंगी सब कैसा हिसाब है उसके बाद
If you could say anything to Soko right now
हर्षित
leading into
मेरे को
these
नहीं
final
पता
games
I have no
the
idea
group stage he seems like a relaxed guy. You can see him on the screen right now. He's really calm, cool, collected. What kind of words of encouragement would you give him?
Hey, just know back home, man, you got plenty of family here, plenty of family back home. We got your back no matter what. Win or
we got
lose
your
or
back
draw,
no matter what.
God bless everybody. Inshallah. Falcons on top. Thank you.
I'd love him to be backing me up. I thought I went to the gym, but holy smokes. Right, we're going to go into our next game of the group stage. It's time to close it out. Casters, over to you.
Thank you, Barney, and a great interview, as always, with my man, Tank. Dude, I've known that guy for years, and he has been nothing but supportive for his son and, frankly, the whole community. It's been really cool to see him. I mean, I think he, like, tore down the bars at ATL when Falcons won and just, like, sprinted into the player area to go hug his son. Like, it is that level of support that can drive a player like this to be truly great.
I don't think I've ever seen a Warzone event where he hasn't been here for Hisoka.
Yeah,
that is like everybody knows that, everybody can see that, and I think it's always great to see that he's got that support.
Yeah, 100%. Well, folks, we're moving into the last map of the day. This is it. Not for group stages, mind you, but the last map of the day. This will put us to halfway point through our group stages as we do it again tomorrow. We move into Fortune's
last match. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
On top, man. This is crazy.
Well, we got JDG leading the leaderboard at first place, 121 points below that for Ninjas in Pajamas after a win in Game 5, 108 points. They are trailing JDG, but still in position to qualify.
आज बस ignore कर रहे हो, sorry यार.
AGAL as well.
अब नहीं बता रही मैं कब जा रही हूँ.
95 points. Gentlemaites and Falcons
Eliminate नहीं
rounding
होंगे,
out that top
मत
5.
बोलो. अभी कल भी ये
What a crazy day it's been for this group.
Calm down, guys. Calm down.
Well. They did
I'm a bit late. Can you tell me the score of our boys? Abhi we are on hashtag 13 or 14 around. We have to be under 13.
That's too many maps where nobody else is striking that's underneath them. The Gentlemates doing well, top 5 now, but they're still a top 5 team after 2 dud maps. It can't happen. The Falcons are too good. You have to take advantage.
But it's also been because of some teams overperforming and contesting them on these rotations. NIP shuts them out in game number 5. They get shut down in Rebirth Island for a 10th place finish. And now in game 6, everything's on the mind of what can the Falcons bring, and can NIP keep it going?
Take a look at Gentlemates, number 7, bottom left. Again, alone overlooking town is theirs completely, but they do have to rotate again. We pull further to the east. And so we'll check, take a look. Of course, the Falcons up at keep, but JDG leading the lobby right now. That's that leaderboard Seymour just broke down on the right. This is the top team today. They have been shooting nukes. They were fantastic in Atlanta. They were the top fragging team, and they're doing it again, and this time by even bigger strides. 86 kills thus far.
We are going to keep our eyes on, obviously, teams that are qualifying, but look at the bottom 3 in the leaderboard. Nemesis.
They don't know. Piche.
Still have a chance to overtake Gamix, Leviathan, and Fnatic.
How the heck is
he
goes down again. JDG doing a great job with a single fragger out on the map while the other two play together.
Again.
And they're out actually by Winery, going to be contesting NIP here shortly. But take a look at Keep. Again, the Falcons in group stages changing things up. They want to put people a little uncomfortable. They want to put some of this LAN inexperience on display and in the forefront of many people's minds. To do that, they change everything up. They throw the
LAN venue है ना,
landing in some of these hot spots. And maybe this is a nod, like the Mansion drop was, a nod at a team like Twisted Minds of what they could expect into the future. Can you really predict where the Falcons will land on any map, on any given day? For now, Vicious trying to figure out where they are.
It's a good strategy. I mean, you expect yourself to make it, whether it's the survival stage or just auto-qualifying for the finals. I mean, you expect to be there on Sunday. Just make it a little bit harder for other teams to qualify, and I think that's what the Falcons are really going to be looking to vie for. Hisoka, he gets caught on the rooftop by Adrenaline. But Adrenaline's not going to be safe and sound. He does get some help, and
ladies and gentlemen, shot. The Vicious send the Falcons back to the lobby. The Falcons are done today. 3 bangers, 3 duds, and this time the first team.
Oh my God! They did the trolling.
We still have half the group stages.
That trolling was crazy.
A little bit tomorrow.
I gotta say, I mean, we haven't really talked too much about.
मैं होती Falcons आपकी जगह. मैं होती आपकी जगह. अगले मैच में कल के दिन में आने नहीं देती इनको, जीतने नहीं देती इनको, टॉप 13 नहीं आने देती.
A slightly untested region, sure.
Oh my God! बहुत गंदा troll किया.
I think they're about to ego chow every. Wait a minute.
That
GAL are out too. What? He said it's just that easy. He's shaking his head, shoulder shrugging. These guys are out for blood.
Mana. Wow. Go over towards Amir and the rest of Leviathan that are looking for a pick-me-up, and they got JDG in their sights. Amir's gonna get traded out. Leviathan have been non-stop trying to just
उसकी लास्ट डे मतलब ये सेट टाइम तो डे टाइम होता है काश कैसे नींद आता है ऐसा थोड़ी काश मैं भी पता होता ये क्रेजी डेडलाइन फैल्कन से मारना स्टार्ट कर बदला लेगी फैल्कन आप रुको हाँ अगले गेम में लेगी गंदा बदला लेगी फैल्कन
The Vicious's hands. This is going to
open
up to prep for tomorrow. Here we go. To the water we go, as it looks like Godlike still a bit of a blunder, trying to hunt down the last of Leviathan with a little bit of help over the top.
We're into the second circle. Minute 30 left, still for it. You can start to see things centralizing once again. Very similar to what we had back in game number 5. It's going to force some rotations out of town. Going to force some rotations up from the south, and everything's going to be pushing away.
Here we go. Like new icons are trying to find some freebies in the water. For fun, wiped, confirmed. For fun, not their day. Gonna have to turn things around tomorrow.
ट्रिक को सरवाइव करना पड़ेगा जब तक वो लोग वापस आते हैं.
Why did it not go their way? Were they just not winning their fights?
Trick needs to survive for few seconds जब तक नेट गॉड और दूसरा बंदा वापस आता है. पानी में भी मार सकते हैं ना because ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Literally in the water, consuming all, trying to regain. Amir has like 4 from the water as we do see another team go down, and that's going to be Fnatic.
I'm liking that we're on Orchid right now.
I think हो गया अब तक तो आ गए होंगे.
Who's gone in this game right now? Falcons and AG Global. Those are two teams that made Orchid's life a living nightmare back in the last game. So this could be a big game for this squad.
Guys, जो भी नया है स्ट्रीम पे लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब लाइक कर दो 500 लाइक्स करा दो.
This is a game that won the APAC quals by like a billion. They had like 450 points in 11 games.
And really, they just need a good game here, and that's going to get them out of that elimination spot. All they need is one good game to boost them up the leaderboard.
King AJ, nice one. Again, NIP.
Godlike कहीं तो है, ट्रिक मार रहा है, ट्रिक नॉक हुआ, फिर उसने वापस रिवाइव होके मारा. वापस नॉक हुआ. किल फीड ही पढ़ रही हूँ, मैं भी तुम्हारे साथ ही हूँ. Nate got knocked.
They've actually done quite well on in the past.
Nate got
finished. Quite in comparison, but they're still a team that is near top 5 of the leaderboard and can make a play for it right now with 2 of the teams like we've mentioned out of it. They're in 7th overall.
यार इनको at least players की वो तो दिखाने चाहिए यार पता है.
Inside of Keep. This next couple zones will dictate how they rotate and how long they can last in this game, but things moving very quickly.
FF जैसा respawn है इसमें तो हाँ yes you can get respawn.
And we're not even into the 3rd zone. This is extremely quick.
People are getting risky, and it looks like Gentlemen's are starting.
Godlike 7 overall अभी है 15th पे आ गए Godlike तीनों आ गए.
Some quick movements away from both them and Nemesis. You got Spiral still if you're Orchid. Nemesis hot your trail.
बढ़िया.
Gentlemen's are starting to move down to the grotto.
Big fight here. Godlike and Gamax. Fairly unconsequential in terms of the leaderboard, but both desperately need it. Trick Empathy on 6. Dangerous said it already. Not trying to beat a dead horse, but Trick Empathy needs some help right now.
Oh!
Nice nade all the way through. Will force one in. Unfortunately, loses the chow, gets barrel stuffed, and sent back up into the skies. The team's still alive, but barely because they've got a swimmer. JDG overlooking the rocks like hawks, looking for some freebies down below.
No. मरना नहीं.
Decent game. Most to maintain the top position on the leaderboard, as unfortunately Godwipe goes back to the lobby and again left hit the VODs.
I mean, it was kind of a Godwipe right there from Melvin. Nice shots from the perch. Hawks feasting. JDG in control of Lighthouse, in control of the coast.
यार इनसे थोड़ी देर सरवाइव करना था उसको लिटरली थोड़ी देर.
Into the center of the gatehouse.
अगर थोड़ी देर सरवाइव कर लेता they'll be back.
Into the grotto, where that's where Gentlemates are.
And this is a bit of a repeat of history, but finally they're the ones that are the victors of that history. They've hunted down Kadzu and they've won out in Grotto, whereas otherwise they lost last time. Big question right now is, can they wipe? Yes. Now can they get the heck out of here? This low ground can be quite dangerous unless they want to play for late game here. I don't love the position, and I'm not sure the Gentlemates do either. They're going to head to the coast
and look for some more kills. अपने को इतना अच्छा खेलना है कि एटलीस्ट हम टॉप 13 में आ जाएं. अभी हम 15 में हमें टॉप 13 आना है. अगर हम टॉप 13 में रहेंगे हमें एक और चांस मिल जाएगा टू क्वालीफाई. अभी हैशटैग 15 कल होगा मेन गेम. हाँ भाई कल बहुत स्ट्रेसफुल होने. कल के 6 गेम्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे. अगर कल के 6 गेम्स में ना अपनी टीम ने किल्स के साथ साथ टॉप हर गेम में हम टॉप 6 टॉप 5 आ रहे हैं ना तो हम इजीली हो जाएंगे.
Plays around the edge of that pillar, but can't dance the pole as well as he would like to. Goes down, and Gentlemates a solo, but an anchor hollow alive inside of Grotto. They're going to stay there. It's still deep inside of zone, and a dangerous place for other people to push to, while off-screen NIP catching the wrong end of the barrel. Fraggers, G2, able to win their engagement, but again, NIP's fine. They've got their anchor in Winery. They're likely going to have to move here with the new zone. This is a big zone.
Where's it going to pull? If it goes north, it's great for G2 in the way that they're looking. But it doesn't. It pulls back south. And that's where JDG now has some great positioning on the coast. Nobody behind them. All eyes forward. And everybody's got to rotate through each other to get to JDG.
And again, Gentlemates down in Grotto. They full regained here.
Honey, except gaming, they have no other ambition in
zone
life.
that we saw in the last map.
बहुत ही ज़्यादा fast game है हाँ it's a fast paced game
JDG have been chilling in Cove since the beginning of the game.
कौन-कौन बचा है वो तो बताओ फोन में स्ट्रीम देख रहा हूँ कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा है गॉड लाइक मर गई है आई थिंक कौन-कौन सी टीम बची है रुको दिखा मेरे को M8 बची है and G2 बची है what is it
JDG's got this in the bag man. They're moving different. Let's see if they can clutch it up with the zone pulls that they're getting.
Yep.
I wonder who's going to make that first move. I mean, you can see that G2 are looking for space into the center of the circle.
Teams भी नहीं दिखा रहे यार कौन सी जिंदा है.
It's just trying to find that positioning. Showstopper, how did he find that? Anxiety goes down.
JDG बची है.
Yeah, G2 are actually on a heater right now.
Timing.
A lot of eyes on Big Man, and he will fall, but he was on 7 kills. G2 kind of safe inside a spiral. It is truly dependent on how aggressive Orchid gets on the north side. You can see the regains coming in for G2 here. Scythe on 3, Big Man on 7, double digits without their fragger Anxiety being shown. Ooh. There it is. They're on 16 right now. Could pick up a full team of 3. Anxiety just gonna full send. Ego Chow comes in, and the Ego stands tall. G2 are swinging for the top of the leaderboard. They were in 7th going into this one.
Where does it pull? Oh, it's going to pull right for G2. So they don't have to go anywhere right now, and they have the ultimate height. Gentlemates has to move north. JDG has to move north. And Nemesis are still cowering behind these buildings, just trying to find some space.
A big wipe on Team Orchid. Very consistent Team Orchid, but no crazy bangers. JDG gonna have to make a pretty tough rotation here. Would love to do a quick listen in with the team at the top of the leaderboard.
God bless you. We are 15 in group stage. Bottom 3 are eliminated. We aren't playing tomorrow. No, there is tomorrow. We are playing tomorrow again. There's like 12 matches. We've got 12 matches. Only 6 matches has been done. अभी कल भी है matches again. Bottom 3 eliminate होगी after 3 like after कल जब 6 matches होंगे उसके बाद. ती बैंगलोर का ब्लॉग बनाऊंगी क्या सोच रही हो मैं सोच रही हूँ कि either I can make a vlog either I can make a content with the fans लास्ट गेम है या और है नहीं ये लास्ट गेम है आज का ये लास्ट गेम है लास्ट मैच है कल 6 मैचेस और होंगे आपको ही नहीं पता तो हम तो अभी मेरे को टीम के नाम वो नहीं पता टीम प्लेयर्स नहीं पता मेरे को हर टीम के कौन कौन से प्लेयर है इतना मेरे को नहीं पता है इनका मेरे को टीम पता है कौन-कौन सी अच्छी है बट मेरे को प्लेयर्स नहीं पता है
They struck while the iron's hot. They felt like they had an advantage and they full sent in and they got the zone. But Gentlemates shot him in the back. Gentlemates have lost some in transition as well. It's NIP's King AJ last alive for his team. G2 are going to win this map unless something catastrophic happens.
The only team that can really fight them is Nemesis.
But he's inside the zone.
Gentlemates bring themselves back and they're going to be full squad again.
What a double buyback. Can the Gentlemates find stabilization on a map?
Oh my god. वो लोग वापस आ गए उसके अंदर
Anxiety's on 9.
Spawn कर लिया.
Wipe the regain Gentlemates and say thank you so much for the points. Climax with a nice angle. Anxiety goes
extra
down.
points भी दे दिए वापस आने के बाद extra points भी दे दिए बहुत बढ़िया 3v2 है
versus a top 6 team.
3v2
What a moment this would be for the APAC.
As Big Man proved that he can compete on land. All eyes were on this man right here. Anxiety, top fragment of the roster, but Big Man right behind. Anxiety getting the help he needs to make G2 a top 5 team going into day 2 of groups. Now they got a chance to win. Can we get that all too elusive 1.6?
Oh, उसने एक knock दिया but वो हो जाएगा रेज हो जाएगा
that res will pop through. They've got to get some advantage when they get one down and they don't get anything. The only thing they've gotten is a nice rotation. Look at Big Man. He's already played out far right side. I don't know that Nemesis have seen him yet. Gonna shoot first, maybe at Levi?
He's got to find a kill.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
If he loses that 1v1, then it's gonna be bad. Agar Levi ne lose kiya, to it's gonna be bad.
Right next to him.
Oh, Big Man ka position!
Levi's down. A 2v2. Big Man having to be a hero.
Oh, he got knocked! It's 2v1!
Limax gets gunned as well. G2, are they gonna win a 2v3? And they make it look easy. They've finally done it, folks.
They won 2v3?
This is G2's first map win on LAN ever. And they do it with a crazy amount of kills.
Did you say first map win on the LAN ever?
I mean, you just look over the side, he just bleeds out. 2v3 for G2.
They're thinking कि हमने कहाँ गलती करी.
Atlanta,
Team Nemesis
anxiety,
का था
top
भाई
of the
वो
frightening
game.
leaderboard. No map wins. They looked good, not good enough
First
to take
time
a win.
इन्हें जीता है.
But you go to champs, you go to EWC.
Sorry हो
And
गया,
this
अब तो मैं जा रही
G2
हूँ
squad,
इनसे.
although slow start to the group, they end on top.
PUBG वाली EWC कब से और उसमें वॉच पार्टी करनी है क्या? So
PUBG
PUBG वाला होने वाले हैं 6 से स्टार्ट है 6 तो OG का होगा because they are in group 1 we are in group 2 and हमारे 8 से स्टार्ट होंगे and
everybody said it's finally G2's time to step up and step out.
I'll be in Paris only
That's
so I think
exactly what's
वहाँ से अगर
happened in
कुछ
day one
viral
of the group
वगैरह करनी
stages.
होगी तो
What a win! Let's take a look back
भाई
on
but
their
ये
win and
क्या
how it went
Big
down.
Man की क्या
found the
position
angle on one.
थी?
We don't see the kill on Limax, but then Brave was just a sitting duck. Big Man made the early rotation. Let's listen in.
I'm plating. One shot.
One shot. Let's fucking go.
Bro, it's only 2 of them. Bro, I think he hit us, my guy, bro. Holy fuck.
There's a celebration finally, a well-earned one. Their first map victory, but it felt like clinical for them, frankly. What a banger map. And
This guy, the center guy, he looks like he's Indian. The roots are from India, like this guy. But maybe he's born and brought up in like foreign country.
Knocking on the door of the top 5 position going into day 2.
We gotta talk about Nemesis too, because this squad has been on the back end the entire time. Bottom 3 going into game 6. Second place finish. Surely that's going to put him in a spot that can actually contend to make it to maybe the survival stage on day 3. And I mean, in a comparison, they were side by side with Leviathan. I mean, they gotta be neck and neck going into tomorrow.
I mean, it's actually a fairly good comparison between Leviathan and Nemesis. Leviathan started super hot and then slowed way down. Nemesis started super slow and then ramped things up here at the very end. And again, it's about setting yourself up well for tomorrow. The road is going to be easy for some of the teams at the top of the leaderboard. Falcons will not find themselves in a top 5 position going into day 2. Will they be top 5 at the end of day 2? Maybe. But G2 have certainly moved up to the top 5 position. Folks, let's head down to Barney with a quick interview.
But अगर कल godlike top
day 1 has now come to a
godlike
close and the
अच्छा
groups are
खेलती
absolutely
है.
popping off. Speaking of popping off,
कहाँ
a
से इंडियन
FIFA
लग
kill
रहा है
here
यार मेरे
from
को तो लग रहा है.
AGAL. Dude, let's talk a little bit about today. Obviously that
looks
final
like-
map wasn't how you wanted to close
अगर
out day
कल
1, I
godlike
can
अच्छा
imagine,
खेलती है
but
तो
a
समझ
solid
जाना
day
मैं ही
nevertheless.
बनाती वो
Tell me
मैं.
about today from your perspective.
I mean, game 1,
I
you know,
just
we
came
didn't
now,
really know
what's
who
the
was going to
situation
land
of
where,
team?
so just
Our team is
getting
on
into the tournament a bit
#15
slowly.
right now. We
Unfortunate
have to
map
be
1, it
in
could have been a banger, but didn't turn out how we
#13
wanted, but we kept
to
calm,
qualify
got into
for
the
the next
rebirth, that's our
stage.
bread and butter,
और
dropped a
उसके
banger on
लिए
there, and that keeps us
कल के 6
right
मैचेस और
contention.
बचे, तो अगर वो
Unfortunate
कल
last
के
map,
6
like you
मैचेस
said.
अच्छे से खेल ले तो कांट हेयर गेम इज लाउड. मैं कह रही हूँ हमारी टीम अभी 16 पे है. हम लोग को ओ शिट हमारी टीम 16 पे है. हम लोग को टॉप 13 कितना रहना है? हम लोग को टॉप 13 में रहना है और कल के 6 मैचेस और बचे हैं. सो या तो अभी जी बच्चों की रील में उसने आपको फेंक दिया. आई नो. चलो गाइज अभी मैं मिलती हूँ कल तुम लोग को. बाय द वे आई एम एक्साइटेड टू मीट यू ऑल इन बैंगलोर. अभी मैं तुम लोग को बैंगलोर में मिलूंगी और मजा आएगा. बाय गुड नाइट. I'll take a nap. Match timing tomorrow, same time I guess, same time. हवा टाइट है अपनी मतलब. चलो बाय गुड नाइट गाइस.